Conscripted by a secret organization, a group of strangers is loaded into experimental metapods, hurtling their souls across dimensions and into unsuspecting avatars. With each trip across reality, these newly minted metapilots gain access to unique powers and abilities, slowly transforming them into true masters of the Metaverse.
It's Meta Monday!
Woo!
Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment channel on Twitch. I'm your host and GM, James Durham. Joining me in the virtual studio, I have Christian Doyle, Sarah Sanders Odie, Helen Roundhill, and Maggie Doyle.
Hello!
We've also got Mark Thomason on tech back in the real Zoe studio, handling everything for us behind the scenes. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Now, what is Masters of the Metaverse? Why, it's only the world's most interactive live stream RPG. No big deal, right? Oh, how is that? First of all, well, we have our store, which you can use to change things as they are happening, influence the action as we play the game, from meta points to rules of cool to the nearly all-powerful hack attack. In addition to our store, we have our weekly Patreon polls. I have this week's results if you want to hear them. Do you want to hear them?
Please.
Yes. All right. Maggie, this week you get plus 20 health and plus 6 to a roll.
Awesome.
Helen, this week you get plus 20 health and plus 5 to a roll.
Oh, sweet. Same as last week. I can keep it.
Sarah, this week you get plus 20 health and plus 5 to a roll.
Thank you, chat.
Christian, you get plus 40 health and plus 7 to a roll. And I get plus...
Got it.
What was that?
Got it.
Got it. And I get plus 20 health and plus 4 to a roll, and I'm now in last place again. Things are back the way they should be.
All is right with the universe.
Speaking of Patreon, I have some very special backers I would like to thank. Kaiui Penguin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeff Whaley. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Emily Roos. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, previously on Masters of the Metaverse, our heroes set forth with a new plan to thwart the spreading evil within the Metaverse by bringing hope and peace to darker worlds rather than facing the threat directly. Their first destination, 00768, a darker version of 668, known to many as Sentinel City. In this Sentinel Dark, Hex Destiny rules supreme as Empress, her vassals acting as feudal lords beneath her. In the avatars of rebels fighting against her regime, our heroes attacked an AG Industries robot plant and secret prison, liberating Johnny 33, who allegedly knows something about where the resistance leader, Dr. Migraine, is being held. After the escape, the team was confronted by Blue Streak and the Killjoys, but they defeated the Killjoys and took Blue Streak prisoner. Returning to Dr. Dynamo's secret base, Plastique was dispatched to bring Blue Streak to Balthazar in order to prevent Hex's powerful magic from being able to track her down and compromise the team. And now, Johnny 33 has woken up. He lies on a bed before you, looking extremely confused as to why he's in a room with the four of you. But his man bun is perfect.
Just the right amount of messy, always.
Just the right amount of messy. despite being comatose for possibly a year or more.
What's up, Johnny?
What's going on? Why am I here? But
Well, who should be your girlfriend is apparently ruining the world, and that's not cool. We need to know where Migraine is.
oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when she caught us, Hex took Migraine into the Feywild.
Oh,
Shit.
No.
Yeah, and she shut all the access points down to the Feywild. Well, almost all of them.
Yeah.
I happen to know. It's complicated how I know, and I'll tell you about it sometime when we have way more time to talk. But
Hashtag MetaPoint.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you, chat.
yes, there may be another way in. Butch Baker should know a way into the Feywild, a secret way.
which name you say just now?
Butch. He used to call himself Kid Titan.
Quick question, Johnny. Which team is Butch playing for? Pro Hex Destiny? Anti-Hex Destiny?
Well, nobody's really set eyes on Butch in a few years. He doesn't leave his casino. He doesn't even leave the penthouse of his casino.
Wait. I'm sorry. Did you just say casino?
Yeah, the Steady Roller. Don't you know Butch Baker's casino? It's like the Switzerland for all the feudal lords to meet in. It's the safe zone where they don't kill each other when they're having talks.
Huh.
I say we go play some blackjack because I'm real good. I can count to 21 like nobody else can count to 21. And my goons, they can count to 21 too. So we could have 6 people playing 21 while I oversee all of their business. Let's do that.
Technically, Hex appointed Butch to be the Duke of Nevada, but he doesn't really engage in the whole feudal lord thing. He doesn't leave his penthouse. Nobody's seen him in a couple of years.
What happened?
Now, pretty boy. Is there do you know of anybody named Abby? I'm just curious. Is she involved in this casino at all?
The only people involved in the casino are the real Johnny Legion and Butch Baker. Johnny Legion is everything at the casino. He's every bellboy, every cook, every dealer, every host, every bartender, every security person. It's
Right. We know how you work. Right.
So that's how he works.
Can I just throw out a couple of names just real quick? Rita Riot? Does that mean you?
Yeah, she used to be around.
What do you mean
Nope.
she used to be? What do you mean she used to Wait, what do you
Nobody's
mean?
heard about her in a few years either.
Just rolling in the penthouse.
I don't know. She just,
What did he do before he locked himself in his casino?
well, he was dealing with his uncle, and that was the last thing anybody heard about. Really, is Hex had wanted him to handle his uncle.
I'm sorry, I'm having a small brain fart here. Who is his uncle?
Titan.
Oh, that one. Right. Okay. All right. Just
So
checking.
he's tightening this as well.
Well, nobody's seen Titan in a few years either.
So now you got separated from your Johnniness.
Well, I don't duplicate, but I still do everything else. I can still fly. I'm still tough. I can still pick up and throw cars, and I have the sweetest man bun.
I could make me a man bun. I could do it. I'm not going to because it's tutti frutti, just like Cosmo. But I think I could use a Cosmo right now. I think we should go to that casino and I should get myself a Cosmo. And if you get me enough Cosmos, I might put my head. Well, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But I could put my hair in a man bun. I could do a good man bun.
I'm sure you can.
Another question for you, Johnny. The Feywild. Who's in charge at the moment? Do you happen to know? Had Hex ever mentioned anything?
I got nothing on that one.
Oh god. Okay.
Don't know.
I
anything.
got a question, and I need an answer to it right now.
Okay.
Where can I get a fake ID? Because I am not old enough to go into a casino.
Oh, Butch repealed all the age restrictions in Nevada ages ago.
Of course he did. That sounds like something he would do.
He loves kids.
Yeah, but not legally.
The Butch Baker I know likes kids.
Yeah, but I think we can safely say that no one is the same as we know.
Well, that's true. Okay, so maybe this Butch Baker hates kids and wants to ruin their lives before they get started. I don't know.
Why would this that's stupid. Butch Baker wouldn't do that.
Maybe
Well,
he
this
lets
Butch
them.
Baker might.
Maybe he lets them gamble with like gummy bears.
Well, he is one of Hex's lords. I mean, even if he doesn't participate in all the crap that they do, he's still one of them. You know.
I'm going to this casino.
Hey, Johnny.
That's what I said. I'm allowing all this time for collaboration, but we really need to go to this casino.
Do you trust Butch Baker?
Oh hell no, he's one of Hex's guys.
Okay.
And I don't go anywhere near there because if I get close, Johnny might be able to, I don't know, like reabsorb me or something. I don't know. I'm not risking it. I like my independence.
You wanna live here and maybe do some stuff for us?
I'm sure that I can do things for the resistance. It's what I've been doing for a long time.
I'm sure we can find some very resistance type activities for you.
It can be really uncomfortable.
Look, Rosie, I'm gonna need you to take a cold shower.
Who?
I'm not into machines, Griefer.
He can duplicate like a regular person now. That's exciting.
So I'm down to go to the casino, but I think we just got to remember that as much as our hearts tell us one thing, it's not that reality. And as hard as it is.
Oh, it's not? Okay, I thought everything was the same as it was before, but it's different, you'd say? Oh.
But like when put in front of Butch Baker, we got to remember that.
So remember it's different instead of thinking it's the same?
Well, but
All
I mean, these are people that we love. We
No,
have
they're not.
to remember that they are not the same people we love. I know you're going to make fun of that, but I mean, it's true. We're going to look them in the eye and we're going to see people that we love. And
They're
we're
not. Butch is here.
That's a very good point.
I've got real Butch right here. I'm not going to get confused.
Okay.
I like that way of thinking. We've got them in here. It's a completely separate person. But
They aren't the people you know, but they had the potential to be before and possibly could be again. All you gotta do is believe in them. Have some hope. Hashtag crash buff.
Yay!
Oh,
Nice. Thank you, chat.
thank you, Merc. That was so sweet. I guess we're going to the casino.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only guy that knows of another way into the Feywild, but Hex sealed them all off when she locked it down.
Cool. I'm sure he'll let us right in without having to do anything for him.
I got into the prison, didn't I?
Good luck with that.
This is gonna be easy.
I just walked right up. I'll do it again.
Uh,
That'll be fine.
Remember to be careful in the steady roller. That's where all the other lords and their, enforcers and stuff go. They all go there to do their peace talks and crap. That's deep into Hex territory, okay? If you get
Right,
spotted as resistance members, you're toast.
Wait, but I thought it was neutral ground.
I thought it was, I saw.
Them to meet. We're not part of her organization.
Oh, so it's neutral ground for the warlords? They're like,
Yeah, they don't exactly cooperate with each other. She plays them against each other. They got to compete with each other.
So what you're saying is we need some sweet disguises.
Or just don't get noticed. A lot of people go to the casino.
So I should not go up to the door and start yelling at him like I did at the prison.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea unless, you're looking for a really big fight in Las Vegas.
Well, that'll be
which
fun.
isn't go well for you.
I got
Am I
goons.
known member of the Resistance? Because if I can get myself booked for a casino show, like, that's our ticket in.
They do a lot of shows in Las Vegas. The Steady Roller doesn't do shows, though.
Oh.
Do you guys feel more comfortable with like a magical disguise, or do we want to just try to change our outfits and hope that we're not noticed?
I don't think anybody knows who you guys are.
I don't think so either. And if they do, specifically with me, I mean, Herald of the God of War, I could be a bad guy. Most people think I am. On account of I'm not very nice.
All right. Well, I mean, because we were noticed before, we were recognized before. That was my concern. So if you don't think we'll be recognized, then I'm in. Let's.
Well, I'm not worried about me being recognized. I don't know. What
I didn't even know you guys were part of the Resistance still. I just woke up here in Dynamo's place. I guess you must have been operating on the East Coast, huh? You guys an East Coast team?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Well, I don't know. This mullet is iconic, so.
I think I've seen you on TV before.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not saying I'm famous. It's just.
We could like
people know me.
You could be like the famous person, and we could be like your goons. We could be your goons. I know all about goons. We could be your goons, and we could goon around for you, and it could be just like some other random rich famous person. You be the random rich famous person, and we'll just be your goons.
And people in casinos love tigers.
Right? Who wouldn't?
Everybody loves tigers. You'd have to be a damn fool not to love a tiger.
Let's go.
All right.
It's pretty easy for you once again to arrange commercial transport to Nevada, which
is my travel.
Heading west is not nearly as complex or difficult as it was previously to head deep into AG territory. As commercial transports carrying goods across the continental United States are still exceedingly common. It is, however, quite a long trip to Nevada, cramped and stuck together in close quarters.
We just have an awesome travel montage, so it only takes like 30 seconds. It's totally cool.
Oh, you didn't want 30 seconds of Major Mayhem and I arguing like we had last game?
We could like totally do that. It'd be fine.
I mean, that's fine with me. That's just fine with me.
Guys, stop fighting. God.
We just have to pick a topic I want to fight about. Just give us a topic. Or we could just yell at each other for no good reason.
I'm okay yelling. You think I can't yell at you for no good reason?
I know you can yell at me. Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of something to sink your teeth into, though. Like,
if you want something to sink your teeth into, I suggest you take on my tiger. I'm not going to sink his teeth into you so deep.
No, that's why I have goons. Those goons would get their teeth sunk into, not me.
I think that also happened last week.
That's true. My poor goon, but he's doing all right. Lefty.
Lefty is still around.
He'll be the last one standing. You just watch.
Oh, yeah.
That's one off.
Good old Lefty.
He'll be the last one.
Profile and make it to Las Vegas. Once you reach the outskirts of Las Vegas, the Steady Roller is visible as it is the largest and tallest building in Las Vegas, towering very high above any of the other casinos, hotels, or resorts.
Oh yeah, see, that's
How are
definitely
you going to be successful if you don't have a show? That's all I'm saying. I think he's
a bad guy.
Trick. I think he's a real trick here.
I could go talk to the manager and make him give you a show.
I think that's a great idea. I think you and me.
You know what? I think
go talk to the manager, and I'm gonna say to him, "You got to have a show. You got to have a show. You got to have a show with tigers."
maybe we should lay low.
Hey,
and
but
like,
take a look at that building that Evil you built.
It's pretty impressive.
It's ostentatious.
In fact, as you're getting closer, you think you can tell that on the roof there are like palm trees up there. Yeah, there are palm trees on the roof.
That's stupid.
are there any logos or any kind of like super big I'm pro Hex Destiny things on the outside that seem gaudy?
You're gonna vandalize it before
Steady
we
Roller
see it.
logo.
I'm so sorry. What was that?
There's a giant Steady Roller logo and
That's it. Okay.
the dice and the wording that goes across the dice.
Well, let's just go in and gamble.
Coming here in the first place was a gamble.
Do we? I know this sounds like a dumb question. Do we want to stay together as a group of 4?
Yeah.
Great.
I think
It's
the
a
Technically
group of
10.
5.
There are 6 goons with Major Mayhem at all times.
It's a group of 11.
And
And-
5 makes 11.
Yeah, right.
and I think the show is a good idea. We have a show; it's a built-in distraction.
I'm just saying, your 6 goons, my tiger. That's a hell of a show right there.
Right there.
There is no show here. They don't do shows here.
I know, but I would convince them because they do what I say. That's just my job.
Right. Okay. And
Parking the vehicle and heading through the streets, your group of 11 is strange, but by far not the strangest group moving through downtown Las Vegas right now. Not even close.
Accurate.
Right now, there's no one moving through downtown Las Vegas.
There are all kinds of strange individuals with strange animals and other things with them moving through Vegas. Some of them are people you've seen before, others you know to be people who work for Hex Destiny, and others just TV personalities and the like.
What kind of animals they got? You said they got some strange animals, so.
Yeah, strange animals, like altered animals, ones that walk upright that shouldn't walk upright, or have regular legs instead of animal legs, or are conglomerations of other animals.
Are they people?
That's fucking cruelty.
People, animals of a sort, I suppose.
I want to try to mind control one.
Well, it's not technically a person, so that's not going to work for you.
That's what I wanted to see.
Can I just can I just like reach out with my animal empathy and see if they're unhappy? Because if they're unhappy, we're gonna go on.
So you want to mind control one too?
Well,
You've got one covered. You got Animal Kingdom covered, really.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I just want to see if they're happy. That's my big question right now.
You can try.
And to do that, I'm gonna burn a meta point and move myself a little bit closer to
Woo woo. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat.
Oh
One
god.
meta point used.
Sorry, I didn't create some music here while I get my 10s out. Because nope, those are 12s.
That's why I made piles.
Yeah, remember that part where you were smart and you did the thing and I didn't?
It's called organization.
Mm-hmm.
Organization missed me in a big way. I have like no executive functions, so all right, here goes. Rolling on 10s. Yeah. All right. We're gonna beat that not by a lot. We're gonna beat it by 2, but
By 2. The particular animal, if you want to call it that you target, seems to be a combination of zebra, elk, and hippopotamus. It doesn't seem to be thinking at all, really. It's kind of touching a blank slate.
I don't like that. That makes me uncomfortable.
Is it a robot?
The animal empathy worked, so clearly not a robot.
I don't
But
like
not
animals
exactly what
are
you'd call non-GMO.
emotional creatures.
Hey, Crash.
Yeah.
I know you've got the real Butch inside, but is there any chance? Do you have any like pings going off? Can you sense Butch nearby in any way? Do you feel like a growing like connection with anyone inside the building? I'm just interested on how this, like, if we're connected at all.
I don't feel anything.
Cool. I was just curious.
Can I do some crazy like Jenica
That would
voodoo?
mean that they were the same. That would mean that things aren't different here.
I wasn't sure. Maybe the metaverse, like the same but different.
Mine.
I don't know.
Like we would have echoes of sympathy throughout.
Or we, for some reason, we just like, oh, I felt a new, like, I feel a familiar presence.
You felt nothing of the sort. None of you
Great,
have.
cool, excellent.
Okay. That's
You are now outside of the Steady Roller. It is a pretty impressive building.
I go inside of the steady roller.
Standing at the door as hosts and security are a pair of Johnny duplicates. At every casino table inside, there are Johnny duplicates. There are Johnny duplicates in security uniforms, Johnny duplicates carrying trays for cocktails, Johnny duplicates behind the bar, Johnny duplicates at different doors and different desks, Johnny duplicates behind the money changing stations. There are hundreds of Johnny duplicates.
You don't think he's stretched a little thin, do you?
Nope.
Don't think you're trying to get stretched a little thin.
Do we want to just roll up to a table and start gambling? Do we want to
bar? We can go to the bar, then we go gamble. That's not suspicious at all.
There are 6 bars on the ground floor.
Don't we want to go see Butch?
Right.
Yeah, but bartenders are talkative. I could go talk to a bartender.
Get ourselves invited.
Yeah. I got
He can't be invited. He doesn't see anybody, right?
That's what you heard.
I want to go talk to a bartender. Bartender.
The bartender is, of course, Johnny Legion, one of the numerous Johnny Dupe.
All right. Can I mind control Johnny Legion? This one?
It's the middle of the day, so the bar is not particularly busy, and he's able to get to you fairly quickly. Well, what can I get you?
I want to mind control him, so I don't want to say it out loud, but I want, like, everything he knows about Butch Baker.
Make a psychic roll.
Okay. Do we have another meta point? I'm going to use another meta point to be more able to do
be
this.
More major than before?
Yes. Major.
double
Exceptional. I got an 11, and my psychic power use is 16, so I beat it by 5.
Beat it by 5. Not good enough to overcome a mind shield. It's like hitting a brick wall.
Bummer.
Interesting.
Hey,
Oh.
we don't do that in here.
Oh,
Stay
so
on the
sorry.
head.
So sorry. I thought I could order a Long Island without even having to talk. It was just a funny thing I was trying. My bad.
Didn't you see the sign on the door? No powers.
Oh, I don't read so good. I can't see.
Oh
All right.
no. Did
What
our videos
happened?
go out?
Uh-oh.
People are disappearing.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, that's good. I can hear you. Oh,
And I can see you.
Excellent. Okay, we're back.
Okay.
we're back.
There are
We're
people
fine.
that, okay, it looked like we were losing everyone there, but we did not. Okay. No powers here, guys. No powers.
Okay, no problem.
Else you can really call Major Mayhem. My buddy's Powers. He's kind of just barely a power.
Major what? Never heard of you.
Oh.
Hey, Crash.
Hey, what?
What's your plan to get in to see Butch? You seem to think we can just, like, get to him.
Well, sure. You just gotta, ask nicely, right?
Yeah, that usually works on evil empires. Yeah, let's just ask. Please and thank you. Golden rule.
James?
Yep.
Do we have any... Oh, we don't have any meta points or moments of
we do.
clarity. Oh, and I'm in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all in the middle?
No,
except for-
you are 1 away from Crash. Tiger Queen is 1 away from Tiger Queen. And Major Mayhem is full avatar.
I have a plan, but I need to be more...
You're
Do you
right
have a
in the
buff?
middle.
Do you have a Rosie buff?
She
Oh.
does
Oh, damn. I don't. I mean, I can roll it on 12s, and we can see what happens.
You do have a Patreon bonus that could make the difference.
I do have a Patreon bonus. You're totally right. I will use my Patreon bonus for this. Totally ruin something. Rosie and Hex Destiny know each other very well, and through their connection, Rosie might know certain things that Johnny Legion likes. I would like to pull a Johnny Legion aside and try some of the moves that I know always work to get some information out of Johnny.
Do you have a persuasion or seduction skill you can roll against?
Oh, she
Yes,
definitely
use Rosie's persuasion or
Rosie buff.
seduction.
Oh, we just got a Rosie buff added to the store.
Oh, you guys
Thank
you were
you,
very
Chip.
sweet. Thank you.
Hashtag MetaPoint. Well, if we need some meta points, let us therefore have some meta points and see if we can get up the stairs and not set off all the blaring alarms.
Oh my god, Rosie buff and meta points. All right, I'm gonna
Thank
use my
you.
Rosie buff. I'm gonna leave the meta points for you guys. Thank you so much, chat.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Chad.
You guys are great.
All right, where are you moving to on the slider?
I actually, my buff just gives me a +5.
You
So I
could
think
just
I'm
use it as a buff.
I'm gonna
You get 5 if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am and then use that 5-point bonus
Okay, using the buff for
If you need it.
if I need it. If I need it. Yeah, let's roll and find out.
Good plan.
I
you got a
definitely-
persuasion or seduction you can roll against?
Well, I definitely don't have seduction. It's Rosie, so I have persuasion.
Well, then that's what you're gonna go with.
Definitely is. So I'm gonna roll
Her
2d12.
persuasion sounds like a knee to the groin.
All right, well that's a super bad roll, but I've got my buff, which makes that. Oh, that makes that an 11. But you know what? I really want this to work, so I'm also gonna use my Patreon bonus, and I'm
Nice.
gonna have a 5, and I'm gonna beat that sucker by 8. No, 6.
Beat it by 6.
No, it's 8. I can't do math. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Beating it by 8.
So I'm going to persuade a Johnny Legion with some certain neck little kisses and so little.
What exactly are you aiming for here?
Yeah.
Marvin?
We're just gonna get a little
above the
intimate.
waist, Harvin.
I'm keeping it above the waist. It's above the waist. But you know, just a little bit of ha ha ha, and they're like, oh, so good, oh, so nice. You know, I'm gonna seduce him. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do Johnny Legion in a closet, and then I want to get information about how to get to Butch Baker out of him. I'm going in. Go big or go home. I'm doing Johnny Legion.
He leans into the whole thing, and as you start talking to him, he slides you a napkin with the phone number written on it and says, I'm off shift in 2 hours, man.
Cool. Question. No one's seen Butch
Yeah.
Baker in, like
Be
forever.
really sexy at him.
Yeah, no one
Christian.
sees the boss.
So yeah, but like
I mean, like, no one
Like-
sees the boss. Even only one of the dupes even goes up to the penthouse.
which Duke?
One of the
Come on.
dupes.
Dude,
You
One
gotta
of the
tell me
dupes.
though.
One of the me. One of the me's.
Oh, one of the you Dukes.
Yeah, dupes.
dupe
Duplicate.
as in duplicate.
Oh,
Oh,
Duke. I
Duke.
heard Duke.
I heard Duke. D-U-K-E. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, only one of the dupes goes up there at all.
Oh.
Has to bring him his chicken.
Chicken. Brings Miss Chicken.
Yeah, he likes this chicken. He has it like soaked in buttermilk for like 2 days and then breaded and sent up to him.
That's the only way to do it. You gotta soak it in buttermilk. I mean, honestly.
Just tubs of the stuff, soaked in buttermilk and breaded. Raw.
I mean, aren't you jealous that you never get to be the dupe that goes up and deliver it?
I don't know. I heard the boss is in a pretty bad way.
Well, if he's
do you
eating
mean?
chicken raw,
What do you mean in a bad way?
And the rumor is among the other dupes down here that he's not doing so well.
Like financially, physically, emotionally.
There are all kinds of stories, but most of them are just that he's just not in a good place. The
Oh.
boss is pretty unhappy.
That's too bad. But like, have you ever been curious? Like, what if you brought the chicken? Like, would he know the difference? Like, come on. Like, what if you
Oh,
and I
he
brought the
would know.
chicken? He would know.
The boss would know.
You're losing him, Rosie. Spit on it.
Jesus Christ.
Well, isn't this why you're doing him in the closet?
they're done. fun. He gave
They
her
have
his
never
phone
made it
number.
to the closet. He has not left his spot behind the bar. He did, however, give her his phone number and agree to meet when he is off shift if she's interested.
Oh, I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not. I got an easy gig. I just work behind the bar. Everybody's nice to the bartenders. Even when the shitheads come in from out of town with their entourages, I don't have to deal with much. They cause me problems. One of the other Johnnies throws them out. It's great.
But
I mean, nobody really causes trouble in a casino that's filled with hundreds of flying, super strong, super tough Johnny duplicates. I mean, they'll just rip your arms off or kill you. I mean, every Johnny in here can lift up a car and throw it at you at like 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, they totally can. Super hot.
Wow, I just got one.
So how, like, but like which Johnny is, like which dude? Like, come on, like you got to know which one. I mean, you're all different. I know everyone thinks you're the same, but like I see you as like an individual.
That's hot, babe.
I know, right?
Totally special.
So like,
I don't know which one it is. They try and keep it secret, but somebody in the kitchen would know for sure.
all right. Well,
But those Johnnies
Sure
are
not.
weird, man.
oh, how are they weird?
They play this Batwing game. It's just weird.
Oh my gosh. Love
They're the
it.
kitchen Johnnies.
Love it. I love that movie.
Well,
Terrible.
you keep that ringer on high, cause I don't want you to miss my call.
No, I won't. I'll be
And
waiting.
then I'm gonna give him a kiss, a quick, like a chase, just a quick like chase little kiss, and then I'm
Like-
gonna
Try not to bump his forehead.
yeah, and then I'm gonna like tell all of you everything that I just learned.
I think we should go get some chicken.
No, we should just go hide in the chicken. If
Ew,
he really,
I do-
if he really gets a giant tub, I mean, how big a tub are we talking about?
You want to hide in raw chicken flesh in a bucket?
No, not exactly. I'm glad that's where your brain went first.
Classic hotel scheme with the curtain and you're under the thing.
Or something.
That's better than hiding in a bucket of chicken flesh.
I could hide my tiger in a bucket of chicken flesh, but I can't promise he wouldn't eat it.
Oh, he would eat it. For sure.
The problem, though, is the grains. Grains aren't good for them. He's gonna eat breaded chicken. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm here for this plan because
I
I'm more
see we
about
get
the health
it there.
exotic.
The chicken delivery. That's our best shot.
Yeah, it's definitely our best shot.
How are we getting 11 of us in the chicken bucket?
Ooh, do we need all 11?
My goons? I need my goons.
Okay.
I mean, I could put them on like retainer and have a whistle, and when I need them, I could whistle, and then they could come running.
Why don't you just get rid of the goons and get 6 Johnnies?
Because I'm not allowed to use my powers in here. I tried on a Johnny, it didn't work.
I guess
Are
that-
your goons with you willingly?
They think so.
That is
So
very
you're telling me that one of your goons sacrificed his arm to my tiger because he was mind controlled?
Does he look sad to you?
You know Major Mayhem fairly well, Tiger Queen, and since you're close enough to the Tiger Queen side, you have access to all of her memories. You know that Major Mayhem typically picks out really horrible, nasty individuals that should probably suffer terrible fates and then turns them into goons. So that if something bad happens to them, they're kind of getting what they deserve, and if they manage to live, it's sort of like rehabilitation.
Yeah,
I just watched that movie this
for
weekend.
everyone, not just the good people.
Exactly.
Hey, goon, would you mind running in there in that machine gun fire for me and get my keys?
Thank you.
I mean, all of them are murderers and worse.
I want to sneak up with the chicken. I want to figure out how to do that.
Yeah,
Who
me
could do
too.
What here? Is anybody useful?
My goons could climb the elevator shaft.
I mean, we know that I can transform into a believable Hex Destiny. I don't know if Butch would believe it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. play that card again. That's
Okay.
so last episode.
Can Rosie use some Loki magic to make us all look like chicken?
Ew. More than I do not want to be in a vat of chicken, I do not want to be a chicken.
That is fair. Let's go find where that chicken comes from.
I'm sure it's a chicken idea. But yes, let's go find out.
Can you give us a believable Johnny disguise?
I think I can definitely make us look like Johnny's. The only thing that concerns me is that Johnny was very adamant that Butch knew the specific Johnny that was bringing him the chicken, which makes me think it's the OG Johnny.
Yeah, that's not what we need the Johnny disguise for, but thanks.
Oh, okay. So then, Johnny disguise is all around.
Wait, the problem might be that you need to use magic to do that, and powers we can't use the powers because that Johnny yelled at me.
You tried to use powers on him.
Yeah, you tried to use powers on him.
So if I tried to like grow a flower or something, it'd be all right.
Well, maybe nobody would notice.
Yeah, depends on if you were noticed or not.
But I mean, like, if all of us go to the bathroom.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Let's all go to the bathroom and be Johnnies.
Yeah. So let me roll this. And actually, I am definitely going to use a meta point and go one towards Rosie.
All right, that will put you full Rosie.
I thought I was in the middle.
No, you are one away from Rosie currently.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, right, because it's backwards on my screen.
Yeah, so you don't need that.
I don't need that. I will not use that meta point. You can put it back, because 10s are fine. I just didn't want 12s.
I will be right back.
That is not a good roll.
What are you attempting to do there, Miss Harden?
I want to make us all look like Johnny.
Okay.
Wait, is that my sorcery roll then?
Yes.
Sorcery.
Great. Okay, in that case, I beat it by 2.
Beat it by 2 is good enough that you believe that, barring very close-up examination, all of you will look like Johnny's, even the tiger. This will not pass a touch inspection. It is only visual.
Okay.
That means...
It means we're getting felt up at some point.
Well, I mean, or if Rosie can't help herself.
I mean...
Yes, you are now surrounded by Johnnies, just for the record, Prezi. All of you are Johnnies. You're now, even in fact, looking in the mirror in the bathroom, even you are Johnny.
Yeah, no, it's good. Rosie
right,
was real... Oh, yeah, continue.
Now that we're Johnnies, just look real busy and head to the kitchen.
No problem.
All right, you set out across the casino floor. A couple of cocktailing Johnnies and working Johnnies pass by you and wave. Johnny.
I'll pick up some glasses, like do some cleanup on my way to the kitchen as if I'm like, I have a task. I don't want to just walk straight there.
Method acting. Yeah.
It's bad form to go into the kitchen without anything.
That's true. In fact, Warboy knows that, as before he found the Gauntlet of Berries, he was a dishwasher.
100% true.
And he's able to locate the kitchen rather quickly. And it is staffed entirely inside by more Johnnies. There's a whole set of Johnny Hot on the line. Johnny's washing dishes. Johnny's doing prep. Johnny waiters carrying the food out.
Order up for Johnny?
Yes.
That has to be confusing.
They seem to be on it, though, despite all of them being exactly the same.
All right, well, I'm looking for a massive amount of chicken.
You actually see a couple of the Johnny prep cooks are filling an entire bus tub of chicken, which is sitting in another bus tub full of ice. It's on top of a push cart.
Oh, good. It's not a vat.
All right, everybody with me to the walk-in.
They follow you into the walk-in.
Even Andy, because she's not back yet. So
yes.
Oh, great. Well, I don't know what her dodge bonus is, but they're all getting shot by a shrink ray.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me your shooting test. Are you gonna let them know, or are you just doing this as they come into the walk-in?
Like, yeah, we're gonna okay, when I give the signal, we're all gonna make for the cart, and we're gonna fit under that cart, okay?
I'm in.
This makes no sense, but all right.
We'll be the right size.
It won't be Tiny Titan, it's Tiny Johnny.
Is anyone trying to avoid being shot by the shrink ray for Warboy's plan?
No, I'm all in for the shrink ray.
I was.
You are about the size of miniatures that would play on a board game.
Itty bitty Johnny clones.
Yep, you're
They're
all tiny
pocket
Johnnies now.
sized. Ow!
We also do Tiny Titan voices, right?
You know that the shrink ray is going to last for about 20 minutes before you return to normal size, Warboy.
All right.
Quick, get to the cart.
We
All right.
pop
We
in.
gotta go. Come on, let's go, guys.
Let's go.
All right. But
Well, this isn't the ding-dangest darn thing I've ever seen. Anything.
This
What
to me is
about
like
for exotic little teeny tiny little kitty cat?
the kitty cat
Come on,
also
everybody,
looks like
Johnny.
Johnny.
We have to
You
make it
run
right
across the kitchen floor, dodging Johnny's steps as they stride through the kitchen, moving dishes, doing prep work, not getting stepped on, and you make it to the cart.
I'll even like shoulder tackle a couple of full-size dudes on the way.
Are you gonna Ant-Man them? Where they're like, what was that?
Well, yeah.
That's awesome.
Rosie should be like getting on like a shoelace of one and like hoo-yah, and then like riding it to something.
Nice.
You
like
make
it.
it to the cart, and after about 5 minutes, the cart starts to roll.
Oh, thank God. I thought our 20 minutes were going to be up before we even got there.
No, guys, come on. Keep it down. Keep it down. Don't be quiet down here. Everybody be really, really quiet.
I am, by definition, keeping it down. I am as down as I could possibly be.
If there's anything that I'm good at, it's being quiet. I'm real good at being quiet. I got
That-
stuff
That
unlocked.
is some bullshit right there. You never shut up.
Well, by comparison to you,
It has to be one of us. Let the whole go.
I can't even
Damn
understand
cart's
what-
got a squeaky wheel again. The Johnny pushes it into an elevator, and you hear the elevator music click on as it slowly rises up and up, and then stops and starts wheeling out of the
Hold
elevator.
on. Don't fall down the hole.
Turns a corner on the hallway, and doors open, and some sunlight gets in even underneath here where you're at. You think you're outside where he wheels you out. And then he starts wheeling you out up a ramp, and you can kind of see out from underneath the cart out here.
Hashtag team up, the tiny voices are amazing. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes! Thank you!
And it seems that at least half of the top floor of this building is an open courtyard with palm trees in it and a really large swimming pool. There's an individual next to the pool. You can see that it's very much not a Johnny Legion or a Butch Baker, and being is that he is a giant humanoid shark, and he's attempting to roll a joint with wet hands at the moment, and it's just not working out. And he seems really frustrated about the whole thing.
Guys, that's Mako.
Who?
Mako.
Who?
Mako.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but I still don't know who it is.
Mako, oh, he's like, Butch's friend?
He's your friend?
Butch's friend?
Butch's friend. Got it.
He has a rather portly belly and is in board shorts that are stained.
Stained with what?
Hard to say. There are empty beer cans all over the place, including in the swimming pool.
Oh.
Okay. But
It rolls past him. The Johnny doesn't even seem to acknowledge this being called Mako, and the favor is returned. Mako is very fixated on trying to roll this joint, throws away the paper, grabs another one, and tries again.
Oh,
And
God.
his hands are just wet, and it is ruined everything.
Oh, the weed is... Okay, sorry. We'll continue.
Maggie is professionally
Can
offended.
Can we like roll to run across, help him roll the joint, and then run back to the cart? Is that a thing that we can
I feel like we'd be noticed.
Okay.
I mean,
Guys, we need to make a break for it soon.
But where do we break to?
I don't know. We're not really sure what powers Butch has here.
I want to keep riding the cart till we find Butch.
It goes inside the structure on the top floor, and then the cart stops, and the footsteps turn away from the cart and walk away, leaving it inside of wherever you happen to be now.
Can we
You
peek?
can hear a TV blaring in the distance.
What's blaring?
Like a TV, you can hear like an infomercial or something on it.
Oh. What do we see when we peek?
You are in a penthouse area. There's empty bottles and food scraps all over the place, littering the floors and chairs and tables of what was once very clearly an ostentatious and beautiful penthouse suite. It was very clearly fancy at some point until someone just stopped caring for it.
oh, you mean like my house?
And other than that, you can't really hear or see anything else of note. There's lots of places you could go from this entryway.
All right. Well, if it has stopped, I want to, I definitely look around for people.
Yeah.
Poking your head out from underneath the cart, that is not a single person about.
How close are we to like a piece of floor length furniture, like the couch?
You are not very far from a couch.
I'm gonna
let's
send.
make a break for the couch.
Yeah.
All right, you break for the couch, and all of you get across one at a time or as a group, and make it underneath this couch. No one seems to have noticed you. It's now been almost 15 minutes since the shrink ray was used.
Oh,
All
crap.
right, goons, I want you to go one to at least each edge. Go see what you see. Report back.
We only have 5 minutes left.
I just want them to
Rosie.
run to the edges of the couch and see. What do they see?
If they're positioned well enough, they could lift the couch once we get big.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you are almost all full Tiger Queen, some of Andy James is still in there, Andy. And for a brief moment, you yourself and not Tiger Queen are aware of some like golden thread that stretches from you towards one of the doors off of here. And you know that's something that only you can see and not Tiger Queen. And it has the faint smell of a strawberry milkshake to it.
What?
Yep, and just ends at a doorway. And like it has a slight tug to it, almost like it's tugging you to this door.
Well, I mean, I've never been particularly good at impulse control, so I think I'm going to follow that golden thread.
Do
All right,
it.
you make it
do
over to
it.
this door. There doesn't seem to be anyone around once you've come out from underneath this sitting room, but you can tell from even your tiny vantage point that this is a huge penthouse, and there are probably a lot of rooms. And Butch just doesn't happen to be in this one, and neither is anyone else. You can still see out the giant glass doors from where you came in, and have a kind of a top-down look at the being called Mako, who's still trying to roll a joint outside.
But he can't see up into the penthouse very well.
His back is to you, so he's not even
Okay.
looking up. And even if he was, you are still extremely tiny. And as you're getting closer, you can see that Mako gets really frustrated, throws the paper down, and then just picks up a bong.
I have a question about Mako that is probably not pertinent, but is going to make my life a lot funnier if the answer is what I think it is. Does he have hands, or is he trying to roll a joint with flippers?
Okay, he does have hands like a person, and they're
Yes.
huge.
There
But
you
he has a shark head.
and
so-
thin.
He can't. Like, he has no lips to even smoke this joint if he tried.
Yeah.
Oh, poor
He just like
guy.
does he just like set it in between some teeth and like
Think the street sharks. He, like,
Oh,
He is a-
man. That's a...
poor
You
Mako.
reach this doorway. There's a thin layer of dust that you can see because of your tiny vantage point being this close to the floor. Where you can like the gap that is usually invisible to most people underneath the door is almost waist high to you, so you can kind of see underneath it. And there's a thin layer of dust in there, as though this room is undisturbed.
Interesting. So I'm gonna...
You could even crawl underneath the gap without opening the door.
As I go, I'm gonna yell, "Coast is clear!" and then I'm gonna crawl under the door.
You crawl under, leaving a thin trail in the dust. This room, unlike the rest of the house, is immaculately clean other than the dust. Like, everything is perfect in its place. There's no beer cans. Nothing is anywhere. It looks as though it has been undisturbed for quite some time. The walls are filled with pictures of Kid Titan and Rita Riot. There's newspaper clippings, vacation photos, all kinds of things of the two of them in full costumes, sometimes not in full costumes. There's a nightstand, a very well made up bed, and all of this has layers of dust on it, as though it is undisturbed.
Did she die?
Or did she break his heart?
Oh no.
Oh, did they not get together in this metaverse?
Or they did, and he didn't take the punch.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's so sad.
Refresh my
You are
memory.
not in the room. The heart begins to just move as though on its own accord, rolling away from you.
The what?
The cart.
Sarah, in 668, back in the past, like a crazed Bob went and tried to punch Rita's head off, and Butch jumped in the way and got his head punched off instead.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But here, that didn't happen.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
The cart begins to roll seemingly of its own accord away from your last hiding position, those of you who are not in the room with Andy James, and rolls around a corner and towards the sound of the blaring TV.
I'm going to follow it.
Let's go. Let's go. I want to see.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't want to get too close.
I'm just gonna like do the stealthiest path, kind of like American Gladiator, like going from little like thing to little thing.
You reach where they went around a corner, and you can see into a living room or sitting room or however you'd want to call it. There's a huge flat screen TV mounted to the wall, which is blaring out the infomercial. There's even more mess here, particularly fried chicken bones.
Ugh.
Bits of the crumbling breading all over the place. There's a very large couch, and sitting on that couch is a ratty bathrobe wearing, exceedingly overweight Butch Baker.
You just sad Thord Butch Baker. That's what you just did, James. You just sad Thord.
And as the cart rolls in, it comes to a stop, and one of the pieces of chicken levitates up in the air over towards him, and then begins frying in the air. There's no other way you could describe it. It's browning on the outside. He strips down from it.
I am actually, I'm more pleased now.
Chicken out of the air and begins eating it.
I actually feel better about the chicken now.
Because it's air fried?
Yeah, well, no, because it's cooked.
Grease and breadcrumbs crumble down onto himself. His hair is patchy and uncut, and even from here, you can smell him.
Oh.
Well, I'm tiny, so his smell is rather big.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
Stunned silence, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I'm torn because there's this part of me that instantly is like, oh, no big deal. I'll help Tiger Queen access some Rita Riot, do a little magic. Rita Riot appears, gets the information we need, and we bounce. But that sounds awful because this creature, this human, is clearly suffering from losing the love of his life. So then do we just get bigger and approach him and say, hey, here's what's up?
Speaking of, you have about 30 seconds before that's going to wear off and you're going to be bigger.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Baker.
Does he notice you? Over the blaring TV, he doesn't seem to notice you.
But I'm right there.
There is a fireworks show in front of him as tiny little Patriot missiles collide with each other in front of him.
What the hell? And then suddenly all of you are bigger again.
Ah! Oh, that is better.
The hell are you doing in my house?
Sorry, we didn't mean to be here.
With that, he levitates up another piece of the raw chicken and begins air frying it.
Ooh, that is hot. Hi.
In about 30 seconds, it's going to be you if I don't get a good reason why you're inside my house.
Well,
I can do that to a person.
We cast a spell that would take us to the Feywild, and this is where it brought us.
Why would you want to go there?
We're supposed to go there.
Yeah, sure.
We don't know. We're kind of following one of those destiny quests where we never know what the hell is going on.
Destiny.
I don't know if you ever had to deal with one of those before.
Once or twice, kid.
Yeah, so we don't really know why we have to go. We just know that we have to go. I'm Warboy. This is everybody, Tiger Queen, and Major Mayhem. Plastique's gone, probably killed.
Worst person ever. Hello. Just kidding.
Reefer.
I don't think I know who any of you are.
I have goons. Do you like them?
No, I don't really want visitors in my house.
We're so sorry. We didn't even mean to be here. But
Here we are.
we are here. Is there a door to the Feywildy?
No. X closed them all. Well, X closed almost all of them up.
Right. So it's that almost we're interested in.
And why should I help you?
I guess.
Because it's what Rito would have wanted you to do.
If that name comes out of anyone else's mouth, I will turn you back into that size you just were, and it won't be pleasant.
I can live with that.
Can you,
None of you has any right to say that name, and I swear to fucking God, I'll kill the next person that even starts to say that name. Don't test me.
Can you tell me what happened to her?
I could start with killing you.
You
That
could.
wouldn't answer anybody's question. Look, we're brought here by fate. We don't have a choice in this. I mean, thanks for the threats and everything, but I don't think that's going to help you any more than it's going to help us.
You want to help me?
It's certainly not going to make you feel better.
You want to help me, huh?
Well, no, we want to get what we're supposed to get, and if that means helping you, we'll do it.
Okay. You can do something for me. There's something you could do for me, something I haven't been able to do. But you could do it. You don't work for Hex, so shouldn't be a problem for you.
We don't work for Hex.
I mean, you can fry chicken in the air, but sure, we can do something.
Sorry, the Major's just found her very, very favorite superpower of all time.
Look, that would be a great superpower. I think we can all agree if we could fry chicken in front of us, we'd be all in.
Energy, never mind. Yeah, you could do something for me, and I might be able to tell you how to get to the Feywild. You do this for me.
What is it?
You ever heard of Dr. Presto Changeo?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He changes things real fast, right?
Is that a rabbit?
No.
Oh.
He's a geneticist, I guess. Oh, he's got a lab in Colombia. It's well guarded, well defended, government backed, not part of Hex's empire. Inside this lab is Robert Baker. I need you to get him and bring him to me.
Why do you need him?
He's fine. You go get Robert Baker and bring him to me. I'll tell you how to get to the Feywild.
What if Mr. Bobby don't want to come?
Then you make him.
How many parts of Mr. Bobby do you need?
I want him alive, and I want him relatively unharmed.
Excellent.
So like no arms?
Yeah, sure, buddy. We can bring your uncle to you. No problem. We'll figure that out.
Good. Presto's got him in some lab down there. But word to the wise, Columbia is very anti-super. They shoot on sight supers. Just be aware of that.
So we should just look like normal people then.
It's up to you. It depends on how many times you want to get shot.
I don't exactly wear a costume or anything. I think I'll be okay.
I just look like a regular person with 6 goons, man.
And I'll even be nice. I'll throw in, you can use my private jet to fly to Columbia. How's that?
That'll save me from having to summon one. Thank you.
Bring me Bob. I'll tell you how to get to the Feywild.
Is it Hex's fault?
None of this is any of your business or concern. You bring me Bob, you get to the Feywild, you get your destiny quest filled out. All right?
Yep.
Yup.
Great.
Now get the hell out of my house.
Okay. I leave.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here for another minute.
As you walk out the doors and down towards the pool area, Mako looks up. Huh? How'd you guys get here?
Snuck right by you. Sorry.
I will lean down and help him roll something beautiful and then leave.
That's great. That's really great. Thank you. And
Well,
you
I
enter
guess
the
we-
elevator and head back down to the ground floor.
Where's this plane?
Well, there's only one airport in Las Vegas, so you guess it's probably there.
I'm gonna hail a cab.
For all 11 of you?
I'm gonna hail one of those big, the taxi, the trivia taxi. What was that one called?
Ah, okay.
Cash cab.
Like a party.
Cash cab. I'm gonna hail the cash cab, and we can all fit.
All right, you cram into essentially an oversized minivan and head to
James,
the airport.
I see we're on a fetch quest today with an NPC that only has like 3 phrases it can say. #MetaPoint.
Thank you.
Thank you, chat. Lumiere, that was great.
I can't find my uncle, Bob Baker. Brave
Welcome to
adventurer.
Jumanji.
Here's
Your
my plane.
You reach the airport in short order. It's pretty easy to locate Butch Baker's private jet. It has its own private hangar with the Steady Roller logo on it and on the jet.
And its own private McDonald's, as it turns out.
All right, let's go down the plane. We gotta
Does
use
it
it.
have a pilot, or are we gonna need to?
I can fly it if you want.
I could.
Do you even have a driver's license? How old are you?
14.
You don't need a driver's license to fly a plane.
No,
That's
I know that. I'm just saying, if he can't drive a car, can he drive a
You know I'm a meta pilot, right? And not really a 14-year-old boy. That I'm really like a 40-year-old man who's a good pilot.
Yeah.
Whatever. You can just fly a plane, right?
Andy James, sometimes I do not understand why I have to explain what meta pilots are to you.
I'm just really enjoying Tiger Queen, all right?
Me too. She's a hoot.
You know what? Speaking of, we're at a good point. Let's system shock everyone.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say break really quick because I have to pee. But no, this is system
No,
shock.
no,
Close.
shit
We're
systems.
close.
I know
But-
we are. I know.
We're
If
going
we
to start up with Rosie Griefer and see where we're at. We're
If
going to
we
move over. We're going to be full Griefer for Rosie.
If we shock you enough, you'll just pee already. It'll be fine.
It's true.
We're going into full Avatar for Rosie. Going to hit
Avatar.
Andy James and Tiger Queen next. And we are going to end up in full Andy James for,
Hey.
yep, all the way. Dropping down into Crash Warboy. And we're going to end one away from full Warboy.
No kidding. Are there any meta points?
There are
6.
And then we're gonna hop down to
spend one.
Jenica and Major Mayhem.
Well, I spend 2.
And then we're gonna put Jenica and Major Mayhem exactly in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, I spend 2 meta points.
I'd like 1, please.
So you end up not moving at all? Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, yeah, but I spend 2 meta points to do it.
Okay.
I want 1 so I can be 1 away from the major, please. But have
Right,
some
but they
semblance
one
of rationality.
Actually end up 1 away from the major.
Thank you.
And it looks like Rosie and Andy are content with their lot in life.
Oh, you put me 1 away from Warboy, right? Yeah,
Yes.
the two I spent, one of them is to get me all the way to Warboy, one of them's to bring me back to where you just put me.
Oh, so you still want to end up 1 away from Warboy. Gotcha.
That's fine.
You just needed to do the full deep dive there, I see.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Somebody wants a bond.
Somebody wouldn't mind being able to pull any weapon he wants out of thin air.
God. Papa, Dad, and Haxor? I don't know, man. That's amazing.
There we are. That was a good system shock use. And now, flying the plane.
So, I don't know about anyone else here.
Thank you for that, chat. That's going to help.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you, chat.
Maybe not today, but definitely down the road. Somebody, one of you guys is going to need a bazooka.
Let it be me. Let it be me.
So you're basically like a walking loot box?
Well,
I'm
as long
never
as the
leaving your
loot you want
side.
to kill other people, yeah.
Or stun them or shrink them, apparently.
Yeah, well, you know.
If it has gun in the title.
The weapons of war are many and varied. You're lucky I didn't pull out famine. Boom.
Jeez.
I'm only. So we should blame you for the pestilence then?
No, that's the guy with the other gauntlet.
The pestilence and the plague.
So, I don't know about you guys. This little, like, voice thing that keeps, it's weird. You're sharing stuff. But it, like, wants me to be a good person.
Well, you're gonna have to go real far for that. I'm sorry.
You're hilarious.
Ew. I've been trying to be funny my whole life.
Your efforts in the resistance have saved a great many lives, Griefer.
No, I know.
You are a hero.
Yeah, you are a hero. I mean,
it wants me to do something for Butch.
Oh.
What?
I don't know. I'm confused. Like ease his pain. She keeps talking about making the world a better place, and like you can help if you touch one person, it'll help them. I don't know, but like he's
it's like you got
pain.
power and you use it for good, right? Like I can control goons, but I only control bad people because I'm using my power for good.
I'm only going to say this one time, Rosie. That's not Butch. You can't help him.
No, I'm not trying to help. Well, she's telling me I'm not trying to help the one we know. She says they were sent here to make this a better place.
Right.
And so easing one man's pain might be a step in making this a better place.
It might be, but that's not the mission. He's not the mission.
Right, I know he's not. That's why I'm confused. Like, I just thought I'd throw it out there, like, if anyone feels the same way. Like, I don't know, I'm just talking.
Did you see that guy?
Yeah.
I'm bonded to Butch. Butch saw that guy, and that's not him.
No, but we could still help him and make this world better.
I
Which
mean,
is the goal.
Our goal is to make this a better world.
Right. Okay,
And how better to do that than to spread hope the way that Hex would. Hex is hope, right? Not in this world, but spreading hope is what we do.
And it's what we're here to do. But
speaking as a psychologist, I took off the glasses. I'm not going to take off the mustache just yet because it's annoying to put back on. But speaking as somebody who's trained in psychotherapy, this Butch, he's not too far gone, but he's pretty far gone, and there's not going to be any kind of placebo or Band-Aid that we can put on to make it better for him. We are not his friends. We can't getting that emotional connection, getting him to open up. It's not something that we can do with the time here. I mean, we can buy him ice cream, but that's about all we can do for his pain.
He has unlimited fried chicken.
Yeah, I was being facetious.
Okay.
That's a good point. Thank you. I just had to. It was building. I just had to say something. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's just that regular Butch, good Butch, even when he is the most good, is at his absolute worst when he's wallowing in his own self-misery. And I don't imagine that this Butch is going to be much better. And his eyes are wrong.
What do you mean his eyes are wrong?
Well, like they look dead for sure.
Butch didn't like him.
Well, I know Butch didn't like him, but we talked about how they're
eyes. He didn't like his eyes.
I have some theories. When I ran away from all y'all, I found a perfectly kept, pristine room full of Kid Titan and Rita Riot memorabilia, and I think it's possible that he's in a lot of pain over that loss. I think maybe he lost Rita. Abby.
What was the most recent picture?
At least a couple years old.
Yeah.
What did it look like?
Sorry?
In the pictures, what did Butch look like?
Happy. He looked happy.
Was he wearing his Kid Titan costume?
I don't know, James, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
So the Titans must be pretty much the same here, right?
I would assume so.
I mean, the other metaverses that show up, they're always a force for good. I mean, if this is a dark metaverse, maybe they're a force for evil here, but that doesn't seem right to me.
No.
No, I would agree. I'm just worried that he's...
What I'm saying is, if he was in a Kid Titan outfit and he looks like that now, it's been 20 years, minimum.
Yeah, maybe. But he's given up good because he's hurting. Helping him might bring him back to good.
Well, I guess that's what we're going to try and do. Let's make that part of it.
Okay.
We'll get Bob, we'll bring him Bob, and he'll give us what we want. And maybe it will heal his tortured soul.
So who's flying the plane?
Crash.
Give me a piloting roll, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on, I need to check something. Yeah, as I suspected. That is... I beat my piloting by 1. Because big dice.
All right, that is still good enough. You are able to take off and successfully fly the private jet. It's pretty nice, judging by what's the insides of it. It doesn't get used very often.
It's all just... Is it all like outdated AG tech?
Yeah, it's a little outdated, which probably doesn't fly anywhere.
Why would he need to?
He could just fly there.
Anywhere, right.
But it looks like it's set up for entertaining inside. So at one point, he did fly people and entertain them. It's really luxurious inside, not just seats. It's really comfortable seats and dining area and even a little mini bar.
Excellent.
But the flight to Bogota is uneventful. It's quite a nightmare of air security clearance before the private jet is allowed to land. But seemingly someone booked a flight path to Bogota with Butch's private jet's transponder. So there is already a registered flight of you coming in.
Oh, that's lucky.
That's handy.
Yes, amazingly so. As you land in the airport, coming in from above and taxiing down the runway and heading to the private rented hangar, which someone else has also paid for, surprisingly, you can see that security on this airport is excessively tight. There are military personnel everywhere.
Oh.
When they come close to us, I'm just going to be like, we aren't the droids you're looking for, in essence, and they just go away.
Oh, but no, superpowers are bad.
In Colombia?
Yeah, they kill you on sight, remember?
Yeah, but how are they going to know? I could not do it. It's fine.
The Major does have a very subtle power, so...
That's true. It is a subtle power. You're correct.
It's not like there's light shooting out of her mouth every time.
A psychic roll over there.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
All right, hold on.
And you're going to be on 10s.
Yeah. I got a 5, so I beat it by 11.
Whoo! Thank God.
Yeah. A critical success. They don't even finish walking over to the plane before they just check some things off on their clipboard and turn and walk away.
Enjoy your stay in Colombia.
And being a private jet, that was your customs stop.
All right, we're good.
Thank you, Major Mayhem.
Mm-hmm. You pass by numerous security checkpoints for civilian traffic and for those flying commercial. And there are even military personnel out in the street as you leave the airport.
Man, this place is locked down good and tight.
Yeah.
My kind of joint.
In fact, some of the military personnel even have armored vehicles and the sort that you would see in a combat field rather than patrolling the streets of a city.
Nice. Anything I haven't seen before?
Nothing all that fancy. And judging by it, though they would put up one hell of a fight, Hex could probably crush them into a little ball if she wanted to.
Right.
But they are definitely putting on a show of it.
I will make if it's not an exact model that I have, I'm gonna go ahead and put my hand on it and just get a nice imprint of that APC.
All right.
Hey, are we like blending? Are we trying to like just walk down the street? Do we know where this dude is?
You were told a lab in Colombia, and that's about all you had to work with.
Oh, balls.
A meth lab, a science lab. Because if it's a meth lab, I might know some people.
We're in Bogota. There is no reason to have a meth lab. They have actual cocaine here.
And the one piece of information that seems really important that Butch told you was that Presto Changeo is a government-backed scientist.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there a library? We could look them up.
So it's going to be the fancy building. It's going to be the fancy government lab building.
Are you guys familiar with a term called cyber warfare?
The internet.
Bingo.
So we should like look on the internet.
Yes.
Do you have an internet handy device with you?
Yes.
Oh, then let's do that.
What's a better weapon than a computer? Smartphone.
All right, someone give me a computers test who is using said device to try and find the whereabouts of Dr. Presto Changeo's lab.
Do you have any cool cyber abilities there, Griefer?
I'm looking right now.
I could also use. I still have a boosted from last week. I could use a bombshell computers thing.
Yeah, I don't have any computers.
I have 12 on computers.
Do the bombshells computer thing. That's
right.
The best kind of computer thing.
I'm gonna do the bombshell computer thing.
You are not even without even using the device, because of you're using bombshell's boosted ability. You access the networks and contained behind several firewalls and multiple security clearances that would take an expert hacker to get through. You find the location of Dr. Presto Changeo's lab, which is allegedly hidden in the jungles about 30 miles east of here.
I relay that to everyone.
Can you just point it out on my GPS? Thank you.
Yeah, in fact, with the bombshell thing, I just put a little dot in there on your. We got it now. It's all ready to go.
Using the smartphone with the GPS, it's a black area of satellite surveillance. There's nothing there.
Beautiful. Well done.
Whoever has hidden this lab doesn't even want it found by passing satellites.
Okay, I guess let's go out in the jungle.
Very far away
Bullshit.
from civilization.
There are a lot of montages in this episode.
Try and figure out a way to transport yourselves from the jungle. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back momentarily with you guys. More Masters of the Metaverse in just a few minutes. Be right back.
Clearly, I'm going to find an off-road skateboard.
Sweet.
It's raining outside.
I don't see sunny or rainy. They're all just days to me.
Okay, but clearly it's raining.
Is it? I mean, yes, obviously it is, but just to play devil's advocate for a moment, is it really?
Yes, it is. Look outside.
So you want it to be sunny all the time. Is that what you want? You want constant sunshine. Have you ever heard of a drought?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that it's raining.
Look, don't be such a hater. All days matter.
Dude, just look outside.
You know, my cousin was caught in a snowstorm last year. Where was the outrage then?
I'm just pointing out.
It rains so much more in India. You have to deal with so much less weather in this part of the world, but I don't know why you're complaining. True, it was raining, but it's completely stopped now. Ancient history. Get over yourself. I studied meteorology in high school, and the term is actually precipitation. The climate changes are clearly part of a natural cycle that has nothing to do with us. So, rain should be underrepresented. Maybe rain just writes better science fiction. This kind of negativity just propagates the conservative agenda. People who wear raincoats anyway, right? F you. You ignorant Did you back and your or were you just that way? I hope you get rained on. That'll teach you a lesson. To push this dry-hating cumulonimbus bull.
I think we've had a little misunderstanding. Maybe we should go outside, take a walk. You can get some fresh air.
In the rain?
We get the final insert here, and
All
then
right.
we break for second meal.
All right. Warm pocket cheese. I'm in. All right.
Okay, so are you familiar with how to fondle a nipple?
Nick?
Yes.
Nick, I'm gonna shoot Christian's face. Shooting Christian's face.
Oh, come on.
No, you're gone.
All right. So apparently
We're
this
gonna
is
make a
just
movie.
like handling a nipple.
Okay.
So more pinch really hard than isn't. I'm going to pinch the
Okay.
nipple.
I'll pull focus now.
Work.
I need the back of your head, sir, and the front of yours.
It works at night.
Do you know? No. It's usually Ben that does. this
Okay,
stuff.
okay. The sound of silence, because he's off camera and not talking, and Armageddon on that. Come on.
Still a double.
Whatever. Yes, I can do this.
Thanks.
No, you have to help.
Oh, what do I need
Just
to
take
do?
this here, and then
We'll
we're.
start on Leo's face before we go down. Get out.
Wow. Really? Huh. We gonna make a movie?
How does this work?
I don't
This
know.
is awesome.
I'm usually over there.
Okay. What happens if I twist this?
Hey, want to tune my mandolin?
Oh, come on!
Come on!
What is wrong with you?
Jeez, his words.
Sure.
What? What are you doing here?
Red card.
That is too big.
Ben's mom. Come on. What? Ben's mom is off limits.
Not what I've heard.
Oh, get out. Out. Hey. What? Oh, really? Wait. Why am I even in here? You're filling in for Andy. Okay. Why do I even have to go? Wait. Here you go. Are you serious? Seriously? Okay.
Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse on Zombie Orpheus Entertainment Channel here on Twitch. Oh.
Inappropriate jokes in the break.
Or were they appropriate? I think they were very appropriate.
Wildly appropriate.
Yes, here we were trying to find a way to get into the deep jungles to find the secret lab of Dr. Presto Changeo, a government-sanctioned military lab, according to what Major Mayhem, using the powers of Bombshell, was able to determine. Some sort of secret
great move
machine research development lab.
Do I still have like knowledge of anything relevant in my head about its location?
A tremendous amount. It is a very large area with multiple fences and perimeters. Outside of the outer fences, there is a military base with quick response teams should anything occur. There are automated defenses inside, and apparently Dr. Presto Changeo has his own security force within.
All right, so this is gonna be a tough one, children. It's gonna be like storming Normandy. If that ever happened here, I don't know, but it's gonna be like that.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
Because you got all the guns.
Right. I'm a walking Normandy.
Which is hilarious because I'm a major and I only got a pistol.
My question to you guys right now is last time stealth really didn't work in our favor.
Probably yelled at people.
It was
do we want to go in guns blazing or do we want to try to stealth?
I mean, there's pros and cons to both.
I know.
There are pros and cons to both, but given our particular group makeup, our best stealth person is terrible at it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that me? Who is that?
No,
it's Griefer, actually. Griefer is probably the best one here at hiding. And
I'm full Andy James, and I got some serious covert ops spy stuff right now.
Yes, okay, I admit it. I was talking about you.
Oh.
Yeah, Andy James is pretty slick at that sort of thing.
You're super slick at that sort of thing. But you are also a little impulsive.
I mean...
And the best laid plans of mice and men are often broken by you.
I mean, it worked really well when Mayhem made a distraction.
I'm happy to make a distraction. I will distract all day long. I will get my goons. They will put on tutus and they will do little dances in front of these people, and then they'll all be distracted. And they want to come to the tutu goon show. Then we can perform it again. It could be the tutu goon shoot.
Goon sound like the name of an evil third world dictator.
I love it.
Tutu goons.
Then if we did like a midnight show, it could be Tutu Goon 2.
I am here for the Tutu Goon show, so I'm going to say distraction and stealth just so that I can see the Tutu Goon show.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think it's our best bet. Like, one, it worked last time. But two, like, as Crash pointed out, there's no way in which all of us can do one and not the other.
All right, I'm down. My goons are happy. My goons are happy to do the Tutu Goon show.
So we'll plan on your goons being the distraction, and we'll just hit it with everything we got?
Or we could, like, bring them all to one side, and then we could go in the other side. Is there a back entrance? Is there an underground tunnel? Can we, like, dip in the back somehow?
Well, what you have from the files that you were able to access through Bombshell is the entire area is 15 square miles. The outer area has a large electrified fence. Military personnel do not go beyond the outer area unless they are summoned by Dr. Presto Changio. Inside, about 1 square mile area represents the actual lab, which has its own perimeter fencing around it as well.
So there's no slipping in the back then?
Oh.
You stated it.
You just can't help yourself.
And the only entrance road goes through a military.
If all of you are making a distraction, I feel like Rexotic and I could get pretty deep in there.
You want to be part of the Tutu Goon show?
Well, I think so. The way I'm viewing this is, I think Tiger.
So while the Tutu Goon show is happening, you wish to insert yourself?
Yes.
As deeply as possible.
Okay. All right.
The back.
To the back door.
Into the back door. Yeah.
As a military professional, may I suggest that you do that thing where you turned us into the things that we weren't, so we could look like these, guys, and we could just do some better sneaking if we looked more, professional like.
That's true. I almost feel like we should 2 and 2 split up. Like, I feel like Tiger Queen and Warboy would make a good team on the inside because we got the stealth, but then also Warboy's there. If you need something, you got it. If you need to bust out, but then Mayhem and Griefer with Rosie's magic, because Griefer can be there on a hilltop to snipe for Mayhem.
Yeah.
And protect, but also like maybe like a magical stage pops up, and they do have tutus, and it is a distraction.
That's actually kind of a fun plan. You know, you have them kind of run a little frontal assault with a stage show, talent show thing, and you pick off anybody who comes out from a million years away, while me and Andy slip in the back door and try and penetrate as deeply as we can.
Christian Doyle.
I see nothing wrong with this plan.
Oh. Yeah, I'm down to split up 2 and 2. I think Mayhem and Griefer would make a good team, and I think Tiger Queen and Warboy would make a good team in this.
And I think we know if I go, I'll definitely be done sooner.
Oh my god.
I'm not proud of what I just said.
I was going to make an inappropriate comment for Twitch, which I am not going to make. I'm going to leave that in my head.
I'm going to leave that in your head, too.
So we've gone from bad MMO fetch quest NPCs to Shadow running a triple corp with a Mitsuhama-style Zero Zone. Are you having fun yet? I think our pilots are gonna need this. Also, has this group gone full Rams bottom? Hashtag meta.
Also, has this group gone full Rams bottom? Was the end of the message?
Yes.
I think we have.
Just for a second there. Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Oh. Whew.
So 2-2's then.
Yeah, I have an idea for our distraction once we're ready.
Besides
for it.
the 2-2s.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's gonna be.
All right. So should I send them up to twirl around?
Okay, so hold on.
Where'd she go?
It's a half-hour drive to the outskirts of the military base, which acts as the entrance to the perimeter fence. It is thick jungle out here. Very thick jungle everywhere.
Stop it, Christian.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
What did I miss? Oh god,
you're not.
Oh god.
Just thick jungle, Maggie. You're fine.
Oh, okay. I'm ready for the beginning of the distraction, James. Let me know when.
That's not up to me.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. You guys ready?
They're like, hey, goons.
Well,
all
we
right,
gotta
over
get
there.
around the backside.
All right. While you guys go around to the backside, out of
Explain this
nowhere.
around the backside business to me, as I'm having trouble understanding what you mean.
We're
Well,
not actually going around to the backside. We know there's only the one entrance. We're just going to use the distraction to put up a bunch of smoke and get in through that entrance in a way that you would not expect.
Okay, now I understand that.
How high are the walls, by the way?
The perimeter fence is only about an 18-foot fence, but it is electrified and topped with razor wire.
Oh, a tiger can jump that, right?
18 feet.
Lion can jump 25.
A magical tiger can.
If the tiger was wearing rocket boots, maybe.
Hashtag hack attack for Andy. I will send the wording to you.
What?
Wow.
What?
Thank you.
Holy. Oh.
Better keep an eye on your
Maximo.
inbox there, James. You just got yourself a hack.
So good.
I'm worried. I'm worried that I'm
No,
gonna...
it's from.
No,
it's
it's
from
probably
Dax.
gonna be
It's gonna
good.
Amazing.
It's probably gonna be amazing. It always is.
It always is amazing.
Speaking
Amazing.
of amazing.
Love you, chat.
So tell me about this distraction you're putting on, and then I'll get to the
All right.
All right. So
Out of-
Lefty,
Hold
Lefty's
on.
the star. Go ahead.
Out of nowhere, in front of the entrance, comes a magical horse-drawn carriage brought to you by Merc. Thank you. We've been Reese.
It's Reese.
It's Reese. They're about to get Reese. So a beautiful carriage pulls up out of nowhere. And then the doors open.
It winds up. I love it.
The doors open, and like a clown car, the goons, one by one, in tutus, escape the magical carriage. Which, by the way, it stays there. It's got fireworks on top that come out. It's a lot of smoke is being created. Sarah, if you want to take over at any point.
All right, so Lefty comes out first, and he's wearing a purple glittery tutu, and the tutu really shows off his junk, right? Like, he really wants to show off this junk because it's a good package, and he's got to deliver what he's got to deliver, right? So he's got his tutu all ready, and he's wearing glitter and like a little headband. Then the rest of the four, they wanted to prop up Lefty because Lefty was feeling bad because he got his arm chopped off. So they took 4 of the other ones, and they wanted to blend more into the background. I mean, as much as in the background as you can blend when you're in bright teal spandex that has glitter and like little, they have like little shiny balls on it, and it like lights up. It's pretty exciting. So like they're doing like this, and it's kind of like, you know, those signs that are like black and they have all the light bulbs and you can spell things. They can spell things. Their shirts spell things, and when they turn around, their butts spell things. And their tutus, they got tutus on their heads and tutus on their ankles because they didn't want the tutus around their butts because then the lights would be a problem on their butts. But the butts and the junk is all ready to go with the lights, and it's epic.
And between the two of you, what skills are you using to pull this off? I wanted to make a note here, Rosie, that you're full griefer at the moment, so magic is not a possibility for you in this presentation.
Oh,
we got 4 meta points.
Let's say it's a good thing we have some meta points.
I'm gonna be using
I
pop
use 4
culture.
meta points, no reason. I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm not really.
I'm not going to use I'm not going to use all 4. I will go to 1 away from Rosie, and that way I can access.
Okay.
So I'll use 3 meta points.
I'm going to be using my skill that I'm going to use is pop culture because of all them Super Bowl shows and all them fireworks and blingy bling lights and tutu stuff.
So we're going to use some sorcery and some pop culture in your distraction. I think.
Yeah, I do have a question though, James. I just noticed that Rosie does not have bubble. Oh no, that's a different character. No.
That is a different character.
Stop it. I use my sorcery, so I will roll for you. 2 seconds here.
All right, I need sorcery and pop culture rolls from my distraction team.
I beat my pop culture by 4, but I'm going to use my Patreon buff, thank you, Patreon, and I'm going to beat it by 9.
Excellent. I beat my sorcery by 6.
Because I want those fools dancing like cray up in here.
Hashtag clarity time for some clarity. This'll help them see more clearly.
Yeah.
Yes, clarity is so good.
Right.
Thank you.
Because Rosie's sorcery is assisting your pop culture, it's actually going to make it a success by 11, not by 9, making it a critical success.
Excellent.
We're about to have some magic mic up in this business.
Despite him not having a booked show at the present moment, the entire gate staff at the front radios in for backup, not because they want people to shoot, but because they are getting the most awesome show that they have ever seen. And they all believe in this very moment that clearly this was sent by their the government powers that be to give them entertainment stuck out here in this lonely jungle base. Yeah. And they are just enraptured by this show as more and more squads of security forces and military personnel come forth to the gate to take part in the magicalness of tutus and light up butts.
Mm-hmm. And as a note, I am on a hilltop as a griefer. I'm not going to start popping people until I have to. Like, if the distraction's working and my friends can get in, I'm not going to cause a scene.
You know, dying people right in the middle of a big crowd is going to be a problem.
Exactly. So I'm going to wait until I get like a, oh crap, we're in trouble before I start popping fools.
Okay. Also, our mission is to make people happy, and this is clearly doing it.
This is a good thing. All right, so me and Andy are going to go up to the door while this distraction is going on.
Just like, oh my God, did you see that? That's incredible. Wow, where did they get those two? So cool.
What's the door made of?
Walking our way back.
It's actually you can drive in, so it's sandbag defenses and the like to the entryway of this laid out military base which then has another set of sandbag defenses and roadway leading past the gate behind it into more jungle, it looks like.
So dressed like the soldier people, I'm assuming I'm kind of coming with you because my goons are good. But I could be like, hey, y'all, do you see that cool show out there? We got glitter, we got lights, we got flaming tutus, we got all sorts of stuff. You guys should come on down. Come, look, check it out. Did you see that? I have it on my phone.
So is it a garage door?
No, it's just open like that. This is a laid out military base that is built around a roadway. The roadway goes through it and out the other side.
All right.
So there's what, outbuildings?
Yes, there's all kinds of them. Dozens of outbuildings, garages, fuel depot, and ammo depot, barracks for the troops, watchtowers.
They're going to be keeping him in heavily guarded, I would assume.
Yeah. From the information you received using bombshells, this military base is miles from the actual lab, which is much, much deeper in the jungle.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so we just head down the road then.
Yep.
All right, everyone give me stealth checks who's trying to infiltrate the base, but roll twice and keep the best result because of the distraction.
Yeah, advantage.
I don't feel the need to roll twice.
Then you do not have to.
I beat that by 13. I mean, I will.
That's a
but-
critical success.
Oh yeah, I beat mine by 12. I'm good.
I beat mine by 1.
Well, okay, I've been known to be wrong.
Oh, wait,
I
I get
by
2.
14, so.
Hold on, I get 2.
Yep, you get 2 in the best results. So it's 2 critical successes.
I beat it by 7.
All right, all 3 of you. They are completely taken up by this show. The light up butts and the multiple tutus is just too much. They're cheering, even the guys in the watchtowers. More of them are climbing up in the watchtowers, not to use them as watchtowers, but to get a nice elevated position of the show and see even more of it going on.
Yeah, they got the best seats.
And it is not even halfway into this massive production before the 3 of you make it across to the other side of this military base and into a roadway leading through the jungle.
Cool.
All right, is it a paved roadway or unpaved?
Yes, it is a paved roadway.
Okay, good deal. We're going with battle segways then.
All right, battle segways.
Love it.
Anybody need a battle segway?
I'll take one. I didn't ride one of those things. That sounds fun.
They are essentially segways with a riot-type shield mounted on the front of it, and then a armrest so that they can be controlled with one hand while your assault rifle goes outside next to the shield.
Yes. So here for this.
Battle segway.
Oh, here.
There's also a very useless oil slick.
Wait, like I can lube up the ground? Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Oh, because I have some familiarity with that. It was a BattleTech reference. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Thank
That's
God.
why it got crickets in response.
Yeah, I was like, oh, nobody got that. All right, I'm done.
No,
Okay.
I immediately went to the Eye of Sauron, and I thought I would.
No, see, the Eye of Sauron is a reference everyone gets.
Oh yeah, no. Fair enough. Fair
It
enough.
means the butt.
No.
No?
it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No.
I guess I didn't get it then.
That would very much be a wrong hole situation.
Oh God.
Ah, Shangri-La.
Wonderful. You are rolling on these segways down this paved road.
Stealth mode, you know?
The silent Segway.
That's right.
And about 10 minutes in, about 50 yards ahead of you, the jungle moves and little laser turrets rise up out of the ground and point at you and open fire.
Oh.
balls.
Can I, are they in my eyesight, James?
They are not at this point. They are more than 2 miles in jungle ahead of you.
Can you fly?
Sorry, kids.
Oh,
Can't you fly?
I can.
All three of your Segways are hit in the battle shields and begin to smoke from the damage, but they are still functional.
Do these turrets, do they have weak spot?
Are you using an ability to find and see a weak spot in some way?
Well, you know, I bet I probably could. I'm gonna use Judge Opponent.
All right, give me a notice check, please, Andy James.
Yes, sir. Yep, there it is. Yeah, so I got new dice and I like them. I'm gonna beat that by 11.
They have little cameras and motion sensors built onto them that it looks like they use to target moving objects and shoot them.
Great. I think we should target the little sensors and shoot them.
And also maybe stop moving. Can they not hit stationary targets?
Could
Are
be.
they Rexes? Can they not see us if we're not moving?
They seem to be activated off of motion sensors, but you're going to need to keep moving at some point.
Yeah,
Can't
okay.
sit still
So
forever.
we stop moving, we shoot them, and then we keep moving.
Love it.
Great.
Fair enough. What are you shooting them with?
Well,
I got a pistol.
Use that.
I can use 2 guns without a penalty, but I absolutely for sure have a revolver. Probably not the most useful thing that I have. Well,
it really looks nice, though.
It really looks nice. How far are they?
Than anything else.
Sorry,
what?
Your revolver is more of a fashion statement than anything else.
Sure. But we have War Boy, so.
Give me just a moment, my friends.
Once per turn, I can copy an ability, so maybe I could copy the gun making ability and make myself some kind of epic gun.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna start pulling out guns.
Unless he can just give me a gun. Can he
Sure
just give me a gun?
Pull guns out of thin air. That's something he can do.
I didn't know if
they
he had
don't just go away unless I put them away. So
I understand. Thank you.
Yeah, what kind of gun you want? Assault rifle?
I want something that has like blue and like goes like that.
This is why Sarah and I are friends, is because the way we both describe things is the same. I like it like this.
I like Merc's suggestion of something with homing bullets.
Oh yeah, Fifth Element.
Gauss rifle. How did I want a Gauss rifle. Sorry. My brain is gone. That's what I want.
Only because I'd like to see you fire one of those. Absolutely.
There's a rock over here. I got this.
Here you go.
Thank you.
It weighs almost as much as you do.
All right, so I'm gonna now use that once per session I can have ability thing, and I'm gonna steal some of Johnny Legion's like oomph, because I already did, right? I already stole the oomph because he's so sexy. Why wouldn't I steal the oomph? So I have the oomph so I can fire the Gauss rifle.
I gotta say, if
Well
anyone
played.
knows it's me, and Johnny's got the
Are you ready for fun with the gun?
What?
Gun?
It seems the War Boy is offering you a gun, Miss Andy Jane.
Oh yes, I would love one. Sorry, I got distracted by the oomph.
Yeah, no, Johnny's oomph is very distracting.
Apparently.
It's my oomph now.
He's got the oomph. He's got the oomph.
Oh yeah, and I just pull out like 2 big, like way too big, like Halo style rifles with under-mounted grenade launchers and lights in places that they don't need it. Probably a laser sight that doesn't point in the right direction. And I got 2 of those right now.
I'm so
Speaking
proud
of an oil slick,
I know.
Great, yeah. Give it me. Give it me.
Let's start with the Gauss rifle. Give me a shooting test there, please.
All right. And since I'm not all the way, I can use anybody's shooting skill, right?
use any shooting skill, but if you're using it from one sheet or the other, it will make a difference.
Okay, I got a 13. My shooting on. Wait, no, I'm just gonna use a moment of clarity. Then I can use 8s.
Yes,
Boom.
Clarity. There is one in the store.
Thank you, chat.
Chat
That's so
is
much
up.
better. I beat that by 3 if I'm using Major Mayhems and 5 if I'm using Jenica's.
Mayhems is good enough. These are mounted weapons and don't have a dodge bonus. They are particularly sturdy, but Gauss rifle fires a ridiculously large, high-velocity, magnetically propelled round, which absolutely obliterates the gun. And if you hadn't used Johnny Legion's oomph, would be launching you almost an equal distance in the opposite direction, despite the fact that they should be recoilless.
Should be.
Yes. It is quite the charge that propels it forward, destroying one of these laser turrets completely, leaving it just a smoking metal ruin in its place. Our other two shooters with their ridiculous Halo-style rifles with way too many attachments.
Talk to me about attachments, baby.
Oh.
Okay.
We just I feel like every time we like try to get out of the hole, we're just like, nope. Dig.
We're having trouble
So
pulling
you're
out,
telling
is
me
what you're
we're
saying?
going to get out of the hole right now.
Yeah, we're having trouble pulling out, baby.
I'm not surprised all four of you have massive self-control problems.
I've got a raging self-control problem right now.
I teach middle schoolers. I have self-control up the wazoo.
What is your self-control doing in the wazoo?
It is not listening to middle schoolers and not cracking a smile when they say you're that's what she said jokes that are really funny, but I can't laugh.
Or you could be the cool teacher.
That's not gonna happen.
I can't laugh. I can't laugh. It's so inappropriate, Maggie.
Back to your wazoo.
They're 11.
Okay. So I'm gonna shoot my gun with all the attachments. Sorry, what was that, silicone grips? All right.
Why does my rifle have a dolphin on the end of it? That's weird.
I'm gonna beat it by 6.
Beat it by 6. You destroy another one of these turrets.
I think the quarantine is getting to us, guys. I'm just gonna let you know.
I think that's Dave.
Mm-hmm.
How many
another turret remaining, and it is up to you, Warboy Crash, to deal with it with your gun.
Right, I've got my giant guns, and I put one of them down, and I take very, very careful aim, and then I run up to the turret and smash it with the rifle.
I'll take a fighting test for yours rather than a shooting test then.
Okay. Excellent. I beat my fighting by 7.
You slam the rifle into the turret and break it in half with the massive force. This also irrevocably damages the rifle.
Yeah, that's fine. I got 1,000,000 of these things. I set the rifle to self-destruct, and I leave it next to the broken turret.
All right. Well done. Griefer, you are still watching the show go on. It's been going for like 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
And the entire base is just watching the whole 2-2 performance with the light of us. And man, the goons are really, really getting into it. Like, over the top performance.
Lefty's grace is unnatural.
It's just phenomenal. These guys were in the wrong profession when they were absolute horrible criminals. They clearly should have been doing shows the whole time.
A single tier.
They
falls.
also are like they're ready to go for hours. Like they're good. They got this a long time.
They're kind of compelled to. They don't have a choice in the matter.
Right. Exactly.
Look, I'm holding it down. Griefer is steady. Like I am not doing anything. I'm just going to keep watching the show until someone needs something. But I'm not going to disrupt this for anyone.
I mean, the only thing that could possibly make it better was if you used your abilities to make them all look like Johnny Legion.
Why would you do that?
It's really more of a why Rosie would do that.
Here's the thing.
Why
I
would Rosie do
can't,
that?
because Rosie's in love with Johnny Legion. As much as that is enticing.
Okay, I'm in love with you, but
I'm not going to change them to Johnny Legion because that would be a clear use of magic and a power in a situation where that is a no-go.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just giving you something to think
and
about.
I'm saying it's a bad idea.
And I'm definitely not going to change them all to Johnny Legion. I mean, maybe in her head, but
That's
not
fine.
really. So.
After watching the show for another 10 minutes, we jump back to the militarized Segways, which are pretty damaged, but are still able to roll along the road as they are militarized and meant to take a little bit of a beating.
Also, some
reach the second perimeter wall. This is a concrete wall as opposed to a fence. There's a large steel door blocking the roadway built into it, and there is arcing electricity going up from the wall and almost like a dome shape blocking the upper area of this lab or compound so that nothing could even fly in.
Oh, sweet. Force field.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's just a force field. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but like we can't. How are we gonna get in there? It's bad.
It's a force field. It's got a weakness. All force fields have weakness. Maybe it's a generator. Maybe the force field isn't completely spherical, so we can dig under it. Maybe there's lots of things. If it's electrically powered, we turn off the power.
Right. Okay. Let's do that then. I can't do anything. I have no mind. There's no mind control. It's just this electric bubble of fear.
Do you want a bigger gun?
No, I like this gun.
I'm gonna use Judge Opponent then on that force field and see what its weakness is, if I may.
Give me a notice roll,
Andy. Obstacle, not an opponent.
I'll take a notice roll, Andy Jane.
Thank you.
There's some prime opportunities for some fan art tonight. I'm just throwing this out there.
Seriously.
There's some gold here.
Seriously. On notice, I'm going to beat that by 7.
You are pretty sure that the force field starts at the top of the concrete wall and is mostly designed to prevent aerial entrance.
Oh, so we could blow a hole through the wall.
It is a concrete wall with a steel door blocking the roadway.
There.
Hashtag clarity for the show, the war Segways, the innuendos, and in the end the tutus. And also for boosted. Let's make 007 a better place.
Let's make it a better place.
Store, guys, and we are now boosted. That's 6 moments of clarity, guys. 6 of them.
Chat.
Oh, I love moments of clarity.
Chat,
favorite.
You have been incredible tonight.
Thank you.
Aiding. You have really helped the show. Thank you so much.
This is really important for people who are, say, full pilot or full avatar and can't usually use the other side of the sheet. With clarity, you can still use a skill from the other sheet, even if you're full pilot or avatar.
Nice.
Keep that in mind.
I enjoy that Merc said, I'm not giving him another system shock.
Boosted is I can just pick anything from any avatar, right?
Any previous power or ability used by a previous avatar that Jenica has used, yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
Can be all kinds of fun stuff with
Oh, yeah, it can.
Well, what are you going to do about this steel door, this concrete wall, and this force field?
All right, I have an idea. And you can, like, I'm giving you the option to, like, dismiss me because I know that I'm part of a team and I'm trying not to just be the boss of pants. But I have an idea. So, in my boosted form, I could be a cartoon polar bear who has access to lots of technological who's it was it's, and the technological who's it was it that he would be doing would be the aquifer decantation process that would be happening underneath the walls. And then see, we would use like a lasso thing and maybe this team up situation, and somebody could lasso the tops of the walls and yank them down because the bottoms would be all wet and muddy and there wouldn't be any foundation anymore. We could just yank it down because the foundation is so muddy and water from the aquifer decantation that I just did.
All in favor.
I'm not sure. Are you suggesting that we push the building down?
Yeah, like
a perimeter wall, not a building.
Like that dude in the Bible, Joshua, he like made the wall fall down. We're gonna make the wall fall down by making the foundation real muddy like, right? And then pulling on the tops of the walls and they just go and they'll make like nice ramps to go on up in.
I have to see this.
Yes, it must be done. Does anybody have a lasso?
Using your boosted ability to do this?
I believe that. I mean, I just want to make sure everybody's okay with it.
Oh, so okay.
This is literally the craziest thing I've ever heard, and I have to see it. I don't think it'll work, but I have to watch it happen.
The stipulation for Professor North using this ability is that it has to scientifically explain how this works in some form of monologue, which I believe we got the start of, and I want to hear it in all of its glory.
All right, hold on. Okay, so I don't have my glasses. I don't know what the hell they are, but so we'll just do like this, because that's what he does, but it's with glasses. So pretend they're glasses. All right.
Pretending.
All right, so
Just start right now.
There's like earth plates in the ground, right? And there's like all this water in the ground. You don't even know the water is there, but the water is there, right? And that's how we tap things and how we make wells and how we like use ground water. That's what it's called, is ground water. Anyway, we're going to use the aquifer decantation, and I'm just going to pump some water right in those cracks. It's almost like fracking, but with water. And we're going to tap and punch in. I don't know why Dr. North has a southern accent. I think it's merging with
I like that suddenly he's Dr. Phil that just watched his first episode of 321 Contact and is now telling you about it.
I just remembered that Professor North had a really deep voice. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so we pump it full of water, and then the water expands, right? And then the cracks go, and then the water kind of goes seepy, bubble, 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 bubble. And then the stuff that's resting on top of it is not resting on dirt anymore. No compacted earth. It's just like whoosh, flown away, and like whoosh, and like whoosh, and like whoosh, it's mush, right? So you can't. The wise man does not build his house upon the mush, right? The wise man builds his house on the rock, and we're going to change that rock to mush. Is what we're doing.
And suddenly a pack of huskies runs past. Mush, mush,
mush, mush. I understood more from that science-wise than I ever did in high school.
Right?
So, like,
rock
I went to school in Indiana. Nobody's expecting you to know this. That's science. They only have Jesus there.
I, too, went to school in Indiana, which might explain why I think that's science.
Wait, we never talked about it. Wait.
This is a shocking revelation for me, Helen.
I gotta text you, Helen.
Yeah, we gotta talk.
Right.
I mean, I was only there for a few years, but you know.
Yeah, you guys compare. You can compare creamed corn recipes and.
Look, there are more soybeans in Indiana than
talk
corn.
about ranch dressing.
There's more than one way to cream corn. Seriously.
Yes.
Oh, there are a million different recipes for the simplest things, and you know what you don't do? You do not bring the same recipe that Mary Jo is famous for bringing to the church potluck, because if you do that, that is a decoration.
You know, Sally just added pineapples to her ambrosia salad, the cheating bitch.
Well, and you see what's happening is they're trying to compete, and you know they can't compete because that is the best potato salad in the county. Everybody agrees.
Secret is a miracle.
Every fall festival, every state fair since the dawn of time, Mary Jo's salad is the best salad.
Pickle juice and Miracle Whip, that's your secret recipe. Everybody knows it now.
No Miracle Whip.
No, you don't know what goes into my ambrosia salad. You don't know. I've never told a living soul everything that goes into my salad.
You didn't have to, Helen. We can see maraschino cherries. We know what they are.
Please. I don't cook.
Well, Professor North Science has destabilized the wall, but it's still standing on its muddy ground.
Right, we need to pull it down.
I was like, I still don't know what you did, but it's so very interesting.
If you poke that wall, it's gonna wobble. Watch.
Okay,
Poke.
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna poke it.
Poke the wall. Just a little bit.
I'd love to, like, can I use sucker punch on a wall that doesn't know what's happened to it?
That's not how that works.
No, that
sure?
sucker punch won't work on a wall. Sorry.
Fine.
The wall
In that
never
case,
saw it
can I
coming.
use super strength?
You absolutely could.
Well, that's what I was. You go ahead.
But I believe, yeah, we already had that started from Warboy over there. He was holding up his.
I'll just sit back. You go right ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, War Boy, you do you. I didn't mean to.
No, you do me. You're fine.
I didn't mean to take the pickle juice out of your ambrosia salad.
Y'all, there's lots of wall. Y'all could get a different wall. It'd be totally fine.
I mean, we could do it together. You want to do it together?
Yeah, go ahead, and I'll let her do it.
There's a Pyramus and Thisbe joke in here. I just have to throw that out there. I'm so sorry.
It's not that you think there's such thing as a Pyramus and Thisbe joke. Belies your Midwestern education.
Wow.
Go ahead, give me an athletics test there, Andy James.
Maggie, I feel so much closer to you.
I know. I just messaged you
because of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Totally the best.
Yeah, that's gonna be a critical success.
Yeah.
Yes!
And the walls come tumbling down. That's also an Indiana reference.
Yeah.
What is your super strength?
Hey?
What?
What?
He asked for super strength plus.
Oh, 50 tons.
That's really a lot.
Yeah.
That's 50 tons.
Got some bleed over from the Titan version of Abby. And she's currently full pilot at the moment. So she's using those abilities. And the those outer walls, a large section of them, both to your left and right, and including the steel gates that are built into them, blocking the doorway, collapse. This, of course, sets off a plethora of klaxons and alarms.
Gauss rifle.
What's on the other side of the wall?
There is a single large building. It's a central, immensely sized dome-shaped building connected to 3 smaller dome-shaped buildings.
I'm just trying to picture that. Is it like Mickey Mouse, but with an extra ear? Or is it like...
Each of these smaller ones are down like a branch or a built-in rectangular structure, but they're then attached. They're not directly attached to the huge dome.
So
Even
like
in
Mickey
this
Mouse...
universe, there's a dome.
So like Mickey Mouse with an extra ear, but those ears are antennae?
Yes.
All right.
If you were looking down from space, it might look like that.
All right.
But you're on the ground, so it doesn't look like that.
I get that. I just needed to picture it in my head, because otherwise I don't know which way to go.
Is this...
But they're that same kind of bright light that you would see for the giant building. So all on the outside, a very bright white paint job.
Man, it's a good thing I'm wearing these sunglasses.
There is no jungle inside of the perimeter. It is all concrete floor with these buildings upon it.
Can I, like, sense anybody in there with my psychic
Give me
fabulousness?
a psychic roll, please.
I beat it by a million. 9.
Beat it by 9. Well, let's see. You sense 7 beings inside the central dome.
All right.
4 of them are moving towards you.
I relay this information.
Okay, so we wait on either side of the door for them to run out, and then we shoot them in the back.
I'm down.
You set up on either side of the door. Everyone give me notice checks, please.
Even me?
No, you're not there,
Great.
Griefer. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally
They're
fine.
on their
You said
own
everyone,
without
so I'm
your
just
ability
checking.
to help out.
Yeah.
But for your information, Griefer, the alarms are going off at the military base now, too.
How far away is that from her?
The military base itself, she can see the base. It's within her gun sights. She's been watching the show. So not particularly far.
How far away is she from us?
Oh, she's several miles from you.
Several miles. Okay, we went several miles.
Yeah, that's what the Segways covered. They're about 20 minutes of Segway driving.
Cool. I'm gonna beat it by 2.
So, Maggie, did you have fun in the first half of the episode?
I did.
Wasn't my plan.
Then I found out that Helen and I have like a lot of mutual acquaintances.
Oh no shit! More than okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else making a notice check there on your outside team?
I beat mine by 5.
Beat it by 5?
11.
Beat it by 11. All right. Well, Warboy, you are the only one that happens to notice. You just happen to glance up right as a gorilla, yes, an actual gorilla with metallic bat-like wings is flying up from the roof, you would call it, of this dome-like building, carrying another gorilla in each arm. The gorillas it is carrying have been extensively modified by cybernetics. And the doors burst open as a fourth gorilla, also modified, comes out. Now, there is the flying gorilla with the wings. The one coming out the front doors has 4 metallic arms ending in circular saws. One of them that the flying gorilla is carrying has a metal encased head that looks like a ram's head with horns built onto it, and it goes down his spine connecting to the tail. And the fourth one has cannon-like things mounted on its shoulders, and instead of hands, some other kind of projectile weapon for replacements.
Super soakers, I'm betting.
All right, so
and let's pull some initiative from those folks outside.
Wait, just a moment, please. It seems, based on this, which I know we're going to roll initiative about, but it seems that we're going to need somebody who's like, good at shooting, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, I have once per session, I can be swarm form, and Bombshell can fly 450 miles an hour. So I can real quick,
You can do that right after initiative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just want to make sure that was a cool plan. I go pick up Griefer.
I mean, I was just about to try translocational magic, but I think yours makes a lot more sense.
All right. I was gonna ask if you guys wanted me to join you. If you guys we had comms or anything. I'm down for whatever the team wants. I'm here for.
Well, if you have a way to get here that's not being transported or being in a swarm form, like 450 mile an hour shenanigan thing, you can. But I don't know. I just want to help.
Let's give you some initiative rolls, guys.
Maggie, how would you do that?
I'm looking at my sheet right now.
All right.
Because I'm one away from.
I got a 19 for initiative.
That's pretty good.
James, I'm going to join them, so I'm just going to roll initiative real quick.
I was expecting you would.
Great.
All right, I got a 21.
19 for Rosie.
All right. And what about you, Warboy?
Oh, 28. Sorry, I didn't say it loud enough last time.
I did not hear you, that's all. So we're going to start this show with Warboy at a 28.
I will say I have no good way to get to you.
Okay, I'll get you. I'll get you.
Okay. You said 4?
There are 4 of them. 2 of them are like dropping from up above as the flying creature has let go of them.
Oh, they're dropping from above.
Yes.
Okay, I dropped the guns and immediately raise the gravity around their bodies to like 10 times what it should be.
Give me a power use roll.
Or maybe I'll fry them like chicken. I haven't decided yet. It's definitely something I want to try. That's my first attack, and it's just on one of the ones that's falling. That's been dropped.
You've got the one with the gun built onto it, or the ram's-headed one.
I'll take the one with the guns built onto him. If he gets any kind of mobility, he's going to be the biggest problem there.
All right. Give me that power usage roll.
Am I one away from Crash or one away from Warboy?
You're one away from Warboy.
Beautiful.
But there are 4 meta points and 6 moments of clarity in the store.
Neato. I'm not using them yet. I want to save them for those who do. That is a 2 and that is a 4. That's a 6. I beat my shooting or my power usage roll by 12.
By 12. Are you magnify gravity 12 times over the normal rate? So he is now hurtling at a extensive speed towards the ground rather than the nice light falling.
I'm just saying that superhero landing he was hoping for might be a little pancakier than he hoped.
All right. Well, we'll get to the effects of that when we get to their turn. And next up will be Andy. Oh, wait.
Second attack.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm going to take the other rifle and pop a couple of homing missiles at the flying guy.
All right. Firing homing missiles at the flying guy.
You know, like where all the little tiny missiles go, they all like hit the same thing? That's what I'm trying to do.
The gun with too many attachments?
Yeah.
All right, give me a shooting test firing at the flying gorilla.
Pew pew! Beat it by 6.
Beat it by 6. That is better than its dodge bonus. The homing missile locks onto the target, hurls through the air, and explodes against the gorilla. Then we will go to Andy James.
And that one's got the extra damage on it because of the summoned weapon thing.
All right, extra damage applied.
Okay. So he's got the flying ones down. So it's just the land-based one that's
And there's another one dropping.
I will state that at present, none are dead. One is hurtling to the ground at a high rate of speed. One is dropping to the ground, and the flyer was shot down, but is also obviously not dead.
Okay.
They're actually both falling at the same rate. That's how gravity works.
I am going to use a moment of clarity.
Okay.
And my aim is to parkour up onto the land-based gorilla's back, and I'm going to use animal empathy to remind this gorilla what freedom is like, and that he does not need to be, that he deserves to be free of his the person who enslaved him and modified him, because animals don't belong in cages.
All right, give me an athletics test for your parkour, and then I will take an empathy test with the multi-action penalty applied to the empathy test.
Okay. Okay. Athletics are going to be by 5.
You clamber up on this buzzsaw-armed gorilla.
Because I'm a write it. And using a moment of clarity and some animal empathy. Sorry, penalty is 2?
Yep, 2 on the multi-action penalty.
Okay. Okay, still gonna beat it by... Oh, I can't do math. I'm going to beat it by 4.
Beat it by 4. You make contact with the mind of this gorilla, which is still very clearly a gorilla mind and has absolutely zero control over what the body is doing. It is in horrible, excruciating pain, and mostly just continuously reliving memories of being experimented upon on a lab table.
Why do you do these things?
Meh.
Can it fight? It can't fight?
It has no control over its motor skills.
So it's like a living, breathing RC toy.
That never gets to choose where it drives.
And is in pain the whole time.
Yeah, like every RC driver.
No, baby.
Major Mayhem.
Wow. Way to bring it around. Wow.
Major Mayhem, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna into swarm form. I'm gonna go and like 450 miles an hour get Miss Griefer, pick her up, and she's gonna ride in luxury, right? So she's gonna be riding on. What do you want to ride on? What would Griefer's like dream
Johnny
ride?
Lee.
Oh, Rosie.
Johnny.
Johnny. Okay, so I'm gonna make a big old Johnny, and he's gonna be
I mean, that's
flying like
Rosie's
Superman.
dream, but yeah.
Right? He's gonna be flying like Superman while Rosie sits on top of him in whatever direction.
Yeah, Rosie's gonna ride Johnny all the way.
All the way back. But I mean, it's gonna be a short trip. You understand, right? Because 450 miles an hour, Johnny, and then 450 miles an hour back. We're done.
That
The first
going
trip
to
is always
take-
short.
Yeah.
That is
All
going
right.
to take both your turns for the round for you to go and fetch her and bring her here, which will then leave it to.
We'll know when they're coming back because we'll hear the theme song to Bonanza that sounds like it was written in the 70s with heavy porn bass.
Yeah, something like that.
Boom.
All right, we're going to go to the gorillas next. The circular saw-armed one is going to attempt to chop Andy James into itty-bitty pieces.
My goodness.
I will avenge you.
What is your dodge bonus there, Andy James? And you are full pilot at the moment, I believe, so I need Andy James's dodge bonus.
Andy James got a dodge of 8.
Dodge at 8. The first swinging of the saw blade misses. The second one, even with your impressive dodge bonus, is going to hit. The third one misses because of your impressive dodge bonus, and as does the fourth one. These deal 60 points of damage from the laser-tipped buzzsaws.
Wow.
Damn.
Make sure to subtract any armor you might have from the damage dealt.
And the Patreon buff. Use the Patreon one.
And of course, your
I mean,
patron.
I've got armor 100, so I think I'm okay.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that Titan Force is pretty powerful. It is unable to cut the skin of Andy James, even with laser-tipped saws.
Oh,
yikes. I sure missed the Titan Force some days, I gotta tell you.
I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. Like, there's so much in here.
There's so many things you can do.
And yet, I usually just go to bases.
The weapons and shoulder-armed gorilla at this point impacts the ground at 12 times the speed of terminal velocity. And it's not going to get back up again.
Smart. Take it
It
out.
is a mess upon the ground. In fact, inflicts kind of a crater even to the concrete, and bits of metal and flesh and bone scatter in quite a large area from the impact.
Gross.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it just soup would be a good description, as someone put. The ram-headed one hits the ground in a perfect superhero landing and charges full speed at Warboy. What is your dodge bonus currently, sir?
I'm one away from Aries, so 4.
4. I am going to succeed by 5.
Ah, that'll get me. Wouldn't have got crashed, but it'll get Warboy.
It impacts you with this encased metal helmet head, which inflicts 50 damage and has a knockback of 20 feet.
Okay. I will make a power usage check to not get knocked back at all.
All right, give me that power usage check.
If I can find my dice, which were...
One thing about the sunglasses, it doesn't seem like it was a good idea.
Are you Mickey Mouse now?
12, 6. Beat it by 6.
Beat it by 6. You are not knocked back, but the impact is still substantial. The flying one rises to its feet, and its wings don't seem capable of flying at the moment, but it does fire homing rockets from its wings.
Oh my god.
Warboy.
You're ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
It's awesome.
We're going to succeed by 4, which isn't enough to beat your dodge bonus, and then succeed by 6.
Which is?
Hit your dodge bonus. That is going to be another 40 damage done to Warboy.
Damn.
Ooh.
Homing missiles, huh?
Yeah, mounted to the wings.
That's a good idea. That's what I would have done.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go to Warboy next, as it is the top of the initiative order. And at this point, Mayhem is returning in swarm form with Griefer, and they will both be acting on their initiative this round. Which happens to be, for a fun side fact, both of them have a 19 and will be acting on the same initiative. And I will point out that there is a team up in the store. I'm just going to say it.
Oh, I was just trying to think of a team up. Okay, with Sarah? Okay. Thinking.
Make sure to incorporate the fact that it's still currently in swarm form, if that helps. Warboy.
Oh.
Yes, Bullhead.
Yes.
He needs to not be in my life.
How are you going to finish that problem off?
Well, he hasn't really taken much in the way of damage.
No, he's taken none.
So I'm going to go ahead and summon a weapon.
Yes.
A melee weapon. A baseball bat, perhaps?
All right.
A big, depleted uranium baseball bat. What?
That's safe to handle.
Man, whatever. You're not a superhero. You don't know. And I am going to full assault Bullhead.
All right. Give me some
once
fighting
per session, I may make 6 attacks on a single target with no multi-action penalty.
Yep. Go ahead and give me 6 fighting tests, please.
I'm going to use a moment of clarity for this attack.
Do it.
Moment of clarity used. Make 6 2d8 fighting rolls against the ram's-headed gorilla as you use the full assault capability of Warboy.
First one's an 8, beat it by 10. First attack.
That is a critical success.
Second attack beats it by 14.
2 critical successes.
Third attack beats it by 7.
1 regular success.
Fourth attack beats it by 11.
3 critical successes and 1 regular.
Fifth attack beats it by 10. Sixth attack beats it by 5.
All right, 4 critical successes and 2 regular successes. You swing the depleted uranium bat at a ridiculous high speed from your enhanced Warboy strength, hitting this metal-encased gorilla over and over again, each impact inflicting a significant dent in the ram's head helmet on it, ending with it being squished like a tin can at a frat boy party.
All right.
Blood leaking out from it, and the gorilla motionless at your feet.
Yeah. I do the Bam Bam maneuver.
Yes.
Bam, 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 bam.
Is that what Hacksaw should be called?
Only when you're using a club or a baseball bat.
Okay.
We'll go to Andy James next, as full assault is all that you do.
Yeah, that wasn't even Hacksaw. Ooh, I should have done Hacksaw. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, but
I didn't think that would be fair.
Nothing we can do is fair.
I have a mimic in here. Well,
Yes, you do have a mimic, which means you can either put yourself anywhere on the slider or copy anyone else's buff in the store.
I'm just saying, since
Full
you
assault's
forgot to
pretty
use
sweet.
Hacksaw, I could. And we've only got 15 minutes left, so
do it.
Yeah. So what I am going to do, is I am going to teleport as my free action. Again. Oh, we lost a thing.
All right, it'll be up in a second.
Again, onto the flying gorilla's back. We're gonna get like a good arm hold there. And we're going to use super strength to break his neck as humanely as we can. Invoking Hacksaw so it happens to all of them.
Ah, okay. I see what's going for there.
Send that to the people inside the building? Well, I can't figure out.
And I cheer, and I'm like, that's my avatar's wife's pilot.
Yeah, that adds up. Go ahead and give me a fighting test there, Miss Sandy James.
A fighting test?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fighting. Where is my fight? There's my fighting. Fighting. Neat. So I'm going to beat that by 4. But I haven't used my buff yet.
No, you haven't.
Use your buff.
So I'm going to use my buff. And I'm going to beat by 9.
Beat it by 9. You snap the neck and using Hacksaw manage to teleport simultaneously, like split second apart, to the other remaining modified gorilla, snapping its neck as well, and ending the combat just as Griefer and Major Mayhem arrive.
We're here to help! Oh, fuck.
Way to steal the thunder.
Oh no, my thunder has not been stolen.
Teamwork is a good work. I'm okay if I'm not in charge.
Because I know we just took care of the gorillas. Well, you two took care of the gorillas.
I'm totally digging this mantra thing that you're doing, Major.
There's a little voice inside of me trying to talk to me about how I need to work on cooperation, and so I'm just listen to Griefer.
So what I'm hearing is that every avatar that Jenica pilots gets a free therapy session.
That's for sure.
Ding.
But makes Jenica just a little crazier.
So therapy, gotcha.
I know what I want the team up for Griefer and Mayhem to be, but I can save that, James, if you need to keep going.
Well, there's nothing else to fight here.
Yeah.
Great, I will save.
Yeah, no, you have to because there's nothing to fight.
Unless you want to beat up Warboy or Tiger Queen. Or...
Obviously not.
Okay.
I said okay.
Or you want to attack dead gorillas. Okay. Leaving those options on the table, you never know. With you guys, you never know.
True. It's true. You never do.
But there's now a set of open doors to this large main building where the saw-armed gorilla had ran out of, but is now dead.
All right, so we should just go in. I mean, there's 4 more people. Something about math. There's some more people in there. I sensed them. There's those 3 antennae. We need to pick some antennae and go into 1 or 2. I want to sense which antennae of the mouse ears has the people.
Give me that psychic roll.
Okay. Did everybody understand what I was talking about when I said antennae of the mouse ears? I beat that by 4.
By 4. You now can only sense 2.
All right, there's 2.
And they are both in the center of this large main building.
So not in the antenna mouse ears?
Nope.
All right, cool.
But you do only sense 2 now, not 3.
But there should be 3, right?
If you sensed 7 before, you just killed 4.
All right, so math says that there's somebody else in one of the antennae, and
but
there's 2.
You can't sense their mind, so it could be a robot.
Or no, but I
or
sensed
Android.
I sensed it before. It's somebody shielding, and I just did a bad sense check.
Or a teleporter.
Or
a
teleporter.
I mean, but also, we know Migraine can shield himself.
Oh no!
Right? Like Migraine
is in the Feywild. That's why we're here.
Oh, that's
so
right.
we can get to the Feywild, so we can find Migraine.
Right now, we're looking for Bobby.
We're here for Bob Baker.
Titans shit.
What?
Can Titans shield? I think is what she was saying before she froze.
Shit. What?
Sorry, my mind
She's
blanked
musing
out.
out loud. But yeah, the two that you detect are in the central of this large main building.
Well, I'm going into the large main building.
Well, yeah, we gotta take them out. Let's
It
do
is
it.
quite obviously as you enter a lab. There are numerous what you might call animals in incubation chambers hooked to monitoring equipment, all obviously altered cybernetically, genetically, or otherwise.
Great.
All kinds of computer and scientific-based equipment.
Butch has cape lore. I'm willing to spend a moment of clarity to figure out if I can remember anything about Presto Changeo from the not dark universe.
That's great.
Go ahead and give me that cape lore roll.
That is a... What is that number? That's a 7 total.
Presto Changeo, in addition to being an inventor of various objects, is primarily a master of mutation and the alteration of beings and life forms, usually to darker purposes, such as for military or combat use, or for plots to control the world and the like. He was a continuous thorn in the side of Titan and the other Sentinels in 668.
I'm a little worried about Bob.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thank you very much. And I let the rest of the group know, of course, about that.
An expert inventor.
Yeah, here's what we're dealing with. Has a thing for genetics, apparently. And mutation.
Yeah, so, through the lab, there is more and more of these things and creatures in various states.
Yeah.
The Robo-Moros?
Mm-hmm.
Robo-Moros.
They're just doing it all the time with their robot parts. No, that's bonobos. Bonobos? Those bonobo monkeys? That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, carry on.
And you reach the center of the lab, where now that you've done the cape lore, you can identify him on sight. There are two large stasis-like tubes with little readouts next to them, and floating in between them, surrounded by a sphere of green energy, is Dr. Presto Changeo.
Green energy, that can't be good.
That's our guy.
He has a strange weapon in each hand, and the glowing field seems to be generated from his belt. And at this close range, you can tell with your psychic powers, Major Mayhem, that field is preventing you from contacting his mind. He has some form of shielding defense up to stop you.
I figured. I just was going to check. But thank you for that update.
What do you want in my lab?
What?
You attack my lab? What are you here for? You are not followers of Hex Destiny.
No, we're looking for Bob Baker.
We didn't attack nothing. We just came in.
You can't have it.
Please?
No.
Gimme.
I'm not done with him yet. He has not revealed his secret to me. I need it.
I know
need
the
the
secret.
power of the Titan Force.
Oh, is that it? Andy, do you think?
Yeah, what am I doing?
You will enhance my armies with the power of the Titan Force, and we will defeat Hex Destiny once and for all.
I'm gonna...
That's gonna be super disappointing. I mean, I like that idea a lot because Hex Destiny needs... But you can't do that. That's not how the Titan Force works. Why don't you know that yet?
I can't solve the problem. I have these two subjects, and I just can't figure it out.
2 subjects?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Well, let's take a look at them. I mean, if they're weaponized, I can probably figure out how they're supposed to work.
Yeah, and sometimes when you can't solve a problem, it's because you can't solve the damn problem.
Well, no, the Titan Force can't be used like that. It's just that's not the way it works. But depending on what you're trying to do to harness it, you might be able to get a similar effect with a much darker outcome. You want to go take a look?
So sorry, 2?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go wherever.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who the 2 are.
All right, I'm going to go down antenna number right. And I want to find who a person is.
What do you mean antenna number right? The only life forms are here in the middle of this lab. 2 of them you can sense. The other one you can't because he's shielded.
All right,
they
I'm
are
going
2 life forms in those test tubes. And
Let's take a look.
I'm gonna use...
I'm gonna use my eyes.
And
the test tubes are people.
The stasis tubes. Yeah, the stasis tubes have
Oh,
individual.
so it's like
powers in them.
people-sized test tubes. Okay.
Yeah, they're huge stasis tubes.
Are these like the stasis
Is my
tubes?
infravision? Is that? Can I see? Can I see through? Can I see through the shields?
Are you using some of the various forms of Titan's vision so that you can perhaps use the X-ray vision that Titan has access to? Is that what you're doing there?
It is part of his ultravision suite.
Yes, I would like to do that.
In one of the tubes is a slightly balding, mustached, mid-50s man, obviously unconscious. And in the second one is a 10-foot tall being, really muscular, very macho-looking, has glasses, a large cape. The giant T is on his chest, which is a Hawaiian shirt pattern, and he's got a cape.
Shut up!
No! No!
Did you just make a Titom?
No!
Nobody needs that.
Look at that.
What?
I have to take a look at that.
And in fact, at that moment, Andy James, you see another one of those golden threads, and it's slightly tugging on you. And that golden thread seems to be connected to the Hawaiian shirt fellow. And it again smells lightly of strawberry milkshakes.
Okay.
What?
Oh, that is diabolical.
Oh my! Wait, hold on. First of all, how did Tom even get the Titan Force? Second of all, how is he connected to money? I don't.
Maybe Titan just really liked the Hawaiian shirts.
No, he didn't.
I'm hoping.
If you wanted a cliffhanger, like, this is it, yo. The fuck.
Oh, we're not quite done yet.
No. Oh, good lord. How much more is there? Oh.
We've got a few more minutes to show you. We're not going to stop right here. Oh, no.
Okay.
All right, so these people are in their tubes and they're like totally inert, right?
Yeah, they're in some form of stasis.
All right, can I use a psychic power to be like, hey, who are you? Wake up a little bit. I just want to talk to you.
Why are you trying to wake it up?
I don't want to.
Who are you trying to communicate with there?
The 12-foot tall crazy
The
person.
Tom? You want to do the Tom?
You want to talk to Tom?
No, I don't want to wake him up. I just want to
He's gonna hang
suss
out.
him out.
I'm gonna leave the show now.
I just want to suss him out.
Oh, it's okay. That
I
idea
just
is
want to
dumb.
understand him.
Roll the dice, please.
What? What's
Roll
going
the
on?
dice.
No,
Roll the
because
dice.
they yelled at me. I don't want to
You do
anymore.
No.
I don't want to wake him up. I just want to suss him out. I want to like feel him,
Roll
but
the dice.
mentally.
Give me a
But I
second.
don't want people to yell at me.
Can you like hold my hand so that I can also lend? We have a team up. We have a team
Use
up and
it.
we have empathy and psychic powers. Like we could. Can we?
I think Christian's gonna yell at me. I don't want Christian to
Yes,
yell
you
at me.
can use empathy and your psychic powers with the team up. You absolutely can.
Okay, but are we gonna wake him up?
I don't know. I want Christian to be okay.
Oh, I'm okay. Yeah, don't worry about me.
Okay, the psychic and empathy rolls, please. And
All right.
remember, because you are using a team up, you can use the smallest dice available to any person. And since Andy James is full pilot, that means you can use 8s for this roll, even if you're not full pilot or full avatar, because
Okay.
you're teaming up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent.
All right. So what we're trying to do, just to be clear, is like,
You're trying
I
to
want-
suss him out. I got that.
yeah, I don't want to like wake him up. I don't want anything. He doesn't wake up. I'm just kind of.
And if
touching
there's
him.
any
Just roll
way
the dice, my
to
dear.
probe his brain and see why I'm seeing a golden thread there.
I beat mine by 10.
Yeah.
That is a critical
That
success.
is-
Give me that empathy roll there, Miss Andy James.
Unfortunately, we don't know about the golden thread thing.
Well, I just said it aloud.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense to us.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I'm gonna beat that by 6.
All right, we have one critical success and one success. You reach out and make contact with the mind.
Would it help my cause of not making anybody angry if I gave her my +5 to roll so she could beat it by 11?
I say, Andy, have you used your Patreon?
I did use it earlier.
Okay.
But I haven't used mine.
Use it.
All right.
Okay.
You contact
Thank you,
the
Feature.
mind of this being, And the first thing that you touch upon this mind is an overwhelming sense of justice.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
That's Titan.
Titan.
That's Titan.
Titan. That's.
In fact, that seems to be all that this being thinks about is justice.
Excellent. That's Titan. And I mean, I know Titan pretty well, and because not that I've been Titan, just that I have had amorous affections toward Titan. So I mean, this is Titan right here. I'm feeling all confused right now, but
bleeding over through it, you're able to like see some memories and some other things, and this is where it gets really strange for the both of you. Andy James, you seeing almost through the eyes of this Titan, but it's not seeing through his eyes, it's seeing through the eyes of Rita Riot, and there's Mount Rushmore, and Butch gets in the way of this punch and is hit and launched against the wall, and he's dying, and then Titan gives his power to Butch, which brings him back to life. But at the same time, you know that that's not this world. This memory that he has is not this world at all.
But he has it?
Yeah. Because he was on
it was his first decision.
Yeah. So it's Tom, it's our Tom. It's the Tom we know.
No, it's just another piece of him.
Well, another piece of him, but it's not like an independent Tom somehow managed to wind up in a...
It's not the same, but different. It's Tom.
Because Tom can traverse all the...
It's a Tom that can hold the Titan Force. I don't have a problem with it.
If it's a good Tom, yeah.
A bad Tom couldn't have it.
That's true. A bad Tom could not have the Titan Force. It would destroy him from within.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we felt justice right off the bat. So, and Tom was splintered. So this because Thomas was neither good nor bad. He was neutral.
You're adding an element that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, sorry.
Why would I have this? I can see this thread connecting me to Tom and to the memory of Rita in this world, I think. And I don't know why.
In the 668 universe, that Tom in the body of Rita switched bodies with Titan and then transferred the power to Butch to save his life in one of your first incursions into the metaverse. In fact, he used the Change-O gun of Dr. Presto Change-O to switch bodies between himself as Rita Riot when he occupied Rita Riot's body and Titan, and then gave the Titan Force to Butch and crushed his own head before jumping back into Rita Riot. And that's all the episode we have time for today. We'll see you guys next week for more Masters of the Metaverse. We love you guys. Check out all the other Zoe shows we got going on. Void Jumpers is new. It's great. It's awesome. You can't miss it. See you guys next time.
Oh my god.
Don't forget Dead Gentleman Game Night tomorrow with more Demon Hunters.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Dead Gentleman. More Demon Hunters.
Sorry, I'm still dealing.
Stuff almost every night of the week here on Zoe. Oh, wait. There is stuff every night of the week. Tune in. Support us. We love you. We'll see you guys next time.
Love you,
Bye, guys.
Thank you, chat.
Good game.
Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice. Bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse.